Shop Amazon for last minute gifts. Great deals for everyone on your list. Gifts for mom and gifts for dad. Even for your sister and your brother Chad. Ah shoot, we didn't realize we were supposed to get a gift for our dog walker guy. We almost forgot about our dentist Dr. Kerr. We didn't expect to get a gift from her. Or our cousin, I forget his name. He got us something nice, better reciprocate. For last minute deals on gifts for people you forgot. Get fast and free shipping at Amazon.
92% of households that start the year with Peloton are still active a year later.
92% because of a bike?
Not just bikes. We also make treadmills and rowers.
Oh, let me guess, for elite athletes only, right?
Nope. It doesn't matter if you're an avid exerciser or new to working out. Peloton can help you achieve your fitness goals. 92% stick with it. So can you. Try Peloton bikes, tread, or row risk-free with a 30-day home trial. New members only. Not available in remote locations. See additional terms at onepeloton.com/home-trial.
Lorraine. You are now tuned into the Carefree Black Girl podcast, where we discuss everything carefree black and girl. Hi, ladies.
Hey.
Hi, friends. No, seriously, I got some stories for y'all this week.
I can't wait. Let's go.
Hey y'all, what's up? So it's been, I know we need to do this more because I feel like I have so much to recap on. But life is life. I graduate in like 7 days.
7 days.
Go, girl.
So I'm excited about that. But y'all, this moving is for the birds. I know I say this every episode now, but like I've decided to drive to California because flying wasn't working out, and then I got to pay to get my car moved. So like moving is expensive, especially moving across the country. So that's just what I've been dealing with, honestly. Like just I'm excited for this new season of change. I need to change an environment.
Yes, some season.
But it's the process to getting there is not that much fun.
Bree's giving us a reason to come to LA.
The drive is
Girl,
going to be
I'm
far
far
from
from LA.
I've
Cali.
always wanted to do like
Cali.
a cross-country drive.
Yeah, so we're stopping to make trips. It's going to be banner.
That's
We're just
gonna
going to
be
make
fun.
fun out of it.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a
Yeah.
good bonding
Making
experience.
memories. How nice.
No, I'm really coming. No, seriously.
No,
I'm
you
gonna
can.
do a pop-up.
I'll meet you guys
Oh
in
my
San
God, you gonna pull up
Francisco.
on her?
I'm gonna pull up on you.
That'll be the closest city where actually stuff will happen and there's black people.
Oh,
where
because
I
where
live,
you moving?
they're not going to be no
Not
black
LA?
people.
No.
So I'm moving to Central Valley. So
Okay,
it's like
okay.
it's close to Sacramento. That's
there's literally nothing there.
yeah. There's
Where's
not
the
black
bridge?
people.
That red bridge. Or is that
Oh, San Francisco. Yeah, I can meet y'all there. That's like an hour and 45, 2 hours away.
Far.
I mean, I'm from Maryland, so like,
Yeah.
I mean, we live near DC, obviously, but I be driving far to go where I need to go. I'm always in Baltimore, which is 40 minutes away. Like, drives to me, I like to drive, so it's not that bad.
That's good. That's what's up.
Hey guys, it's Quanna.
Hey, Quanna. Hey,
This is
Quanna.
our producer. So I'm coming stopping through 5th episode every 5.
This
Y'all are here
is
for
the
me.
5th
This is our 5th episode.
Oh my goodness, I'm bleeding.
Yeah, so
What happened?
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Right over there?
Let me just put this disclaimer, because you know I be listening to podcasts or whatever, and they be saying when there's alcohol in the studio, well, there's alcohol in the studio. So I need y'all to not judge me for this episode.
You said I'm bleeding, so I
lot of
thought you were
vibes in here
menstruating.
today.
I'm like, what?
Oh no, like I had some blood on me, but I'm okay.
Oh
Anyways,
my God.
let's finish.
Was it
Sorry,
wine or
Quanna.
blood? Red
It's
wine or
wine.
blood?
It's okay.
okay, yes. So guys, this is our 5th episode, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here with you guys. Lately, what I've been having going on, everything. So Carefree Black Girl is about to have an event in Atlanta on May 20th. Y'all should come to that. It's going to be free food, games, melanin, vendors.
Melanin, though.
Melanin, it's going to be popping. Wear comfortable clothes because it's kind of like a field day. So you ain't got to be all cute. We're going to do the same thing in Brooklyn on June 10th. And
Oh, that's exciting.
Can we do like a little birthday cake? Because that's my birthday.
When's your birthday?
June 5th.
yeah, girl.
June
Birthday
5th.
cake. Yeah.
But I'm not like celebrate. I'm just like, I don't know. Like I never have good luck on my birthday, so I'm not like planning anything.
You should have a good birthday.
Oh,
That
well,
was-
we gotta do something.
That
for you.
text was when we were texting that time talking about being out of New York, like going on vacations. You be having anxiety.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm about to miss so much stuff in this 2 weeks
You
that I'm gone. Like you be from New York and go on vacation. You could be in the most lit place. Like stay off of Instagram because you can be like, oh my God, my favorite person about to be at this event.
Right.
Oh my God,
2
you gonna
weeks
be
in the New York
trying
summer
to get back
is-
to New
right.
York.
That's
Like
crazy.
it'd be lit in New York in the summer. Wize, I'm trying to think what the word you just used to describe a New York summer. I can't
But yes,
remember.
to kick off the
Lit.
summer, May 17th, we got, a meet and greet from you guys. Like,
Yes, come to Mist and get some of this South
Yes.
African wine.
Yes.
So, y'all, I'm gonna put another disclaimer in case y'all didn't know. South Africans don't play about their wine. It's like 18 to 20% alcohol, so be cautious.
That
Lit.
wine at Mist is
No, it's
serious
really
strong.
good.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You will be feeling like
And they
it's
have, like-
Henny in the wine.
They
Exactly.
be
Two
having
glasses
these
and you
Bahama
lit.
Mamas. Is that what
Lit.
it's called?
2 glasses.
What's,
I won't
what's
make it
the
past
oh
one.
rum punch? I don't know why I just called it a Bahama Mama, but
Yeah, they got a lot of mixed drinks and stuff.
they do. I was there yesterday hosting. Shout out to the alumni group. We did like some Cinco de Mayo
Okay.
like thing, and it was like these little margaritas. It was just super. I just love the Miss, y'all.
The
Like,
Mist is
It's so
and it's
awesome.
black
I
owned.
love
It's
that
black
place.
owned.
Oh, that's
I really
lit.
love
the
that
I didn't know
place.
that.
Yeah, the owner.
So pretty.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Releasing music here and there. And I'm gonna pop in, follow the movement, guys. Email us. Ayaz, what you got going on?
Let's see here. So I recently got accepted to another writer fellowship through Voices of Our Nation. And I'm pretty excited about it because this is my second time applying, and I finally got it the second
Doesn't
time.
that feel good?
I know.
That feels better than I feel.
Yeah.
I honestly feel
Turn
like
the-
that feels
turn-
better than getting
turn
a yes
down.
on the first
Right.
time. Because
Really?
the second time, yo, you feeling
It
humble.
means so much.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you be yeah.
Yeah. I leave for Barbados on the 21st.
I had to do that. I had to
Awesome.
do
Yeah.
that.
That's
Awesome.
exciting.
The 21st of May.
Yeah, this month.
And then when you come back?
27th.
Oh.
So, other than that, I'm just kind of chilling.
Carefree
I
Black
started
is
writing
really
for
out
Dead End
here.
Hip Hop now.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's cute. Yeah.
That's
Nice.
awesome. Me, I've been on a transition as usual. Portfolio.
I've been seeing your pictures. Seeing your pictures on the ground.
Thank you. I be trying, always constantly branding myself as a stylist. You gotta keep the looks up.
Right.
Keep the looks. Just preparing for summer. Getting
I
my
can-
rent. I'm caught up with my rent. Thank God. I'm not stressed out no more. I'm
God.
getting ready to go to Florida for a couple weeks and then come back, get back into my creative flow. But I've been good, just living, getting money.
Yes, creative flows are real. I've learned that. I was listening to another podcast and you're talking about how being creative comes in waves.
It
And I feel like my
real.
I feel like my wave is just starting again because like the last 6 weeks or so I've just been feeling so uninspired.
Yeah, mine went down for a little bit where I was just talking about how like I haven't done photo shoots for my portfolio in probably like a month or so, but I feel my like I just said, my creative flow, I feel it coming back now. So
That's exciting.
What's some of the things that you do to get back
Out of my creative rut? Honestly, I think the best thing is time, but then I like to write down what I want to happen. And then if I feel a day where I'm inspired to move forward with that, I do. But honestly, a lot of reflection. I feel like creative downfalls or like smaller periods of like feeling creative inspiration are okay. I think they're necessary because you get burnt out so fast. So if you feel a month when you're uninspired, don't just like work to work. Don't create to create. Like create when you feel.
right. So
So-
it's the quality. And
Exactly.
honestly, living in New York City, like I'll be down or not feeling inspired. Like it's so much in New York to go out and see or just going to events, and it's so much around us every day that we can go out and just be motivated and inspired every day in New York City. That's what I love about this city so much. Like whenever I'm just feeling down, you could literally just go to Times Square
And just
Nope.
look at people.
and look
People
at
are-
people.
Times
look
Square-
I mean, I
at
wouldn't
the
go to
billboards.
Times Square. I'd probably go to Union. But
Right,
Yeah.
because
And
Times
look at
Square, I be
people
ready to
watch.
punch
People
somebody in
hate
the back
Times
of their
Square,
head,
but
like,
I love
bitch,
it.
walk. Like, they
It
literally
be a lot
just
going
put it
on.
Are you
in.
Dodge?
I just like to stand there and just look around.
Where?
Like people probably like, where's this girl from? I just love it though.
Times Square.
What is that
Times
movie with
Square.
Bernie Mac? He was like in a subway station, like smacking people that was like speaking.
Yo,
him his
Bernie
way.
Mac is my favorite.
Like, because that's how I feel when I'm in Times Square. Like, I just want to
Oh,
play everybody.
I know which one you're talking about, and I can't think of his name. Damn, we're
it the
gonna
one
we're
where,
gonna post that GIF on the Instagram, y'all. I mean, on the Twitter when we find it, because they
When
made
we
a
find
GIF of
it, I
it.
don't know what movie that is.
It's
but-
just like because I work
that's
right
how
off
Times
of
Square makes
Times
me
Square,
feel.
so
you be like, I need to get out of
when
here.
walking there, like I literally just what's that video where I think it's Snoop Dogg and he's just crushing buildings. That's it's like it's an old video.
Okay.
And I really just be wanting to crush. Like I just think of that every time I'm walking. Like just that whole strip from 8th Avenue to 7th Avenue. Like, what are you looking at? It's lights, it's buildings.
It's
When Taurus
amazing,
season comes
though.
around,
It's
it's so
Taurus.
obnoxious.
And that's
Oh,
the
right. What about the Taurus?
American flags?
Oh my God.
it is the Taurus, and I think that Taurus need their own walking lane.
Taurus. I thought you guys said Taurus, like the zodiac sign. I'm like, what about Taurus season? What?
Yo, everyone
It is
feeling
Taurus
it
season.
today.
It definitely is
Okay.
Taurus.
And right, because it is Taurus
Stubborn
season. I was
ass
like,
people.
what?
Y'all, disclaimer, this is the 5th episode, so we're celebrating, right?
Yes.
We are. This is amazing.
Off of Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. you
Wait,
don't have
isn't
a
it,
cup.
guys? I was talking about last night. Isn't it legal to be topless in New York City?
Yes, let them tell
Isn't that awesome? Would you guys do it?
No.
No.
I support.
My chest is way too big.
My titties is big,
Can
but
I tell
honestly,
y'all?
I'm not just to be out and like I'm gonna have my shirt in my bag, but I feel like I just want to go to a nice park with some like beautiful flowy white wide leg pants, a hat, a
You should
clutch,
go in the middle of Central Park where nobody's looking.
and take some photos and just act
Please don't
super
put them on
unbothered.
Instagram.
No, I will post like them on Instagram from the back, like and it's just the back.
Can you hold a
can tell I'm
flower
topless.
in your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give
definitely.
me just like a star.
I
vibes.
love that.
I love your hat. You got to see Aya's hat. You got to see everyone in this room.
It's a lot of different.
It's
vibes.
Yes.
it's black girl vibes. Like
Every black girl
It
vibe.
is.
Underwater, sun and daughter, saves the universe. But I think I want you for 1,000.
I really appreciate black women. I just want to say that,
We're lit.
especially like coming from a black woman is just. Oh man! Like, all right, can we talk about moms because
Yes,
Oh yeah,
Mom.
so yes,
the Mother's
my
Day
God.
May
episode.
is Mother's Day. We got to talk about mothers who we
So-
appreciate.
I was walking down a block yesterday with my friend. Shout out to Jordan. Walking down a block with her, and I just randomly was like, "You know who's the most underappreciated person or whatever?" She's like, "Who?" I'm like, "My mom." Like, it took me 23 years to realize that she's dead to shit. Growing up, she was always the shit to me, but it was like, mom things like.
Yeah.
But she's just like so like she's the most genuine person I ever met. So she's gonna listen to this episode because she like is excited to hear me talk about her. She's like that. But I really think she's.
Well, let
really,
me not cuss. Her mama finna listen.
Oh
Okay, I'll keep that
no,
in
my
mind.
mom knows how I speak.
I would feel so
She follows me
uncomfortable.
on
Me too,
Instagram.
Yo, my
girl.
mother would beat me if I cuss in front of someone's mom.
Oh yeah, that like I remember growing up, I said somebody like I didn't say a miss in front of the name. Like I said the lady's name. I was like, oh hey. My mother looked at me like, you better add a miss in front of that. I'm
Oh,
like,
my mom don't play that neither.
Me neither. I
Like,
have
I'm
to
not
call-
your
Yeah,
friend.
my mom don't play.
I have
My
to call
mom
everybody.
would judge a friend for that. Like, if they come, I hate when friends come over and they just call my mom, like, hi, Nikki. I'll be like,
Is your mom name is Nikki?
yeah,
My
her
mom
name is Nikki.
too.
So you
People
know
be
your
like,
friends
hey,
be like,
Nikki.
she,
Nobody. My mom be like, no.
right. I'm not
No,
your friend.
but see, the thing
Get it right.
is, I feel like I'm going to do the same with my kids. But growing up, my mama made me call everybody auntie. So I swore everybody was family. Like, all my mom's
Yeah, I had
friends,
mad
like,
aunts.
everybody that came to
They
the
are,
house,
though.
it was always auntie
auntie.
somebody, aunt somebody. I swore they was family. I didn't know they wasn't family until I got
But
older.
they are, though, because I love those friendships, though. Like, aunts that I have that are my mom's friends from when she was younger than me. I'm like,
Right.
your family. For you to have went to high school with my mother and like for me
Exactly.
and your daughter or your child, we're cousins because
Right,
we knew each other our whole life. Like if you and my mom were friends in school, y'all had baby, like we family. I
Word.
love those ones.
like those
'Cause sometimes
relationships.
they
My
be,
mom
yeah,
didn't have
closer
a lot
than
of friends around
real
me.
ones.
Like, I mean,
you
I can
probably thought
remember.
they wasn't your mama friend and you thought they was your auntie.
Yeah,
Nah, but I'm
those are
just
my
saying,
friends.
like, growing up, I can really, like, my mom is weird, but she was very protective over her peace and her energy. Like,
Yeah.
so
That's
she
fair.
had, like,
That
4
is.
friends that to this day is still her friends. Like, she knew a lot of people because she is a genuine person, but, like, she know how to, like, back up off a person and get to her. Like,
The older that you get, okay, this is how I look at Mother's Day, or like how I think about the relationship with my mom now, me being 23. It's like you get to a phase where you realize that they're human.
Oh,
that they have like their own,
absolutely,
that they have
yes.
like their own flaws, and that they have like their own personality, and then they're not this just some like super power figure, like, or like an omniscient present. They're like, I probably said that wrong because I'm really, anyways. But like, they're not that. They're like a human with their own kind of issues and their own flaws. And I think it makes me appreciate my mom even more, the fact that I can see her that way. Because obviously, like, when you're younger, you think like, oh, my mom is perfect. She has no worries.
Right.
And that puts so much like stress or like pressure on them to hold up that kind of like perfect ideal. And then you get older and you realize like, my mama doesn't need to be perfect to be everything that I need her to be. Like, you know, you just, I feel like the older that you get, mother and daughter relationships are cool.
I don't know if it was like last year, maybe almost half a year ago. I remember one visit home. I just asked my mom, like, super genuinely, like, Mom, are you happy? Because, you know, with us, we could work on it. We're still young. We can figure it out, whether we happy or not. And I just had to make sure, like, that my mom was okay. Because it's always just been me and her. Like, I'm a single child, only child, and she was always a single parent, and I just had to make sure, like, you know, you good, because I know I'm here in New York City, just probably living a life, turning up, and she was like, yes, and that probably, it was such, like, a weight off my shoulders, and it just made me so happy to know,
a good feeling to have.
right, and it felt genuine from her, like, that she wasn't just saying yes to say that or whatever, like, I remember when I was younger, I don't know, I wasn't disrespectful, we girls, whatever, but when people say you only get one mother, like, that is so
right. I feel like we probably all
like,
had our phase as
I was
girls.
so bad.
Oh my God.
It's really everything.
It was
like,
really bad.
I definitely went through a little badass phase, but my mom took it in really great stride. So I was 17 dating a boy that was 22 at the time. Just wilding out.
Turning up.
Just living my worst life. And my mom said to me one time, she said, if you ever are out really late and you don't know where you are, just call me and I'll find you and I'm going to get you. So I went to a party and I didn't know anyone there, and I was like, call my mom, being like, Mom, can you come get me? And she picks me up, no questions asked, and takes me home, and we never talk about it, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have friends.
I wish my mom was like that.
And mind you,
my mom would have had the. But I remember my mom found me one time because I was the child that would always hang out. I wasn't doing nothing crazy, but I would be hanging out and not tell her where I was at because I wanted to be out in the streets late. So I just would ignore her calls and not tell her where I was at. One time she found me on the east side at the corner store outside. I'm thinking I'm cute. She like, Dodge, because she used to, my mom got that obnoxious old yelling my name, like, get in this car. Why I got in the car, y'all? The belt was in my seat, the passenger seat that I had to sit in.
That's psychological torture. That's torture.
Like,
that's torture.
I'm like, Mike, you trying it right now.
But see, I have a question. So I have a similar situation with like, okay, so I was my mom's only child, and so I was 13.
Well,
so we grew up like being almost friends. Like,
Yeah,
I went everywhere with my mother.
Me too.
I went to book club meetings. I went to discipleship meetings. I went to the hair salon. If Nisi was there, Breanna, they come together. Right. And so I started getting to like middle school, and she tried to be like disciplinary or whatever.
Oh my God!
And I'm like, but wait,
yes,
you're my friend.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to be a
My mom was
mom?
like, you can't be out late. You can't be.
I was so confused.
Having boyfriends. I was like, what?
But you can't tell me.
I was like, where is this coming from? Y'all, because I pierced my nose by myself, right?
Me too.
Like, I just stuck I was like
didn't
in
do
the 7th grade.
Okay.
And I just, pierced my nose, whatever. And all my friends was like, yo, what your mom say, da-da-da. Keep in mind, again, I was really bad in middle school. It was really bad. So, all my friends, they had their tongue pierced. Some of them had their belly button pierced in middle school. So, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I just did my nose. Like, it wasn't no, like, crazy spot. I mean, here I am, 23, with all of those things pierced. But at the time, she was like, you know what? Just do it. I think she got tired of fighting with me.
Oh, my God.
So, she started, like, kind of, like, understanding that, okay, I raised you well. So, as long as you're not coming home, like, with bad grades or, like, being disrespectful to, like, to teachers or, like, out in these streets, like, doing things you're not supposed to be doing, stealing, all those kinds of things. Like, if you want to pierce your nose, I guess.
That was, I'm sorry. That was the thing. Like, my mom, all she said was, like, because I got good grades, she never really disciplined. Like, I mean, of course I got disciplined, but my dad was a disciplinarian. Like, so when I got to high school, she started saying, be home by 11. I was looking at her like, girl, like, what? Like, now you want to tell me what to do? Like, that was always...
I think my mom, I was talking to my mom about this earlier. Because my mom had me at 16, so we're only 16 years apart. And so, like, when she was, like, 22, she had, like, 4 kids. So like,
Wow.
like we grew up together. I felt
Right.
like so even my siblings, like we have a close sibling relationship, but for a long time I was like their big sister. And I feel like one of the things my mom always did, like she was very like light with us. Like she really didn't like press us hard. Like we really didn't get in trouble like very badly. Like we did stuff and she would just let us do it. Like she was always like, if y'all want to smoke weed, smoke in the house. And y'all be surprised, I smoke a lot now, but up until I was like 20, I used to be the one like, oh my God, I can't stand smoking. Y'all, people who smoke weed not going like do nothing. My mom used to be like, if you want to smoke, come to my house. Like my sister was probably smoking since she was like 11. And my mom has always been like very relaxed. And I used to be scared that we.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tone, one half of the best black movie review podcast in the world. Craig. This episode of the Blackbusters podcast is brought to you by Amazon Prime. Prime is more than just free shipping. Prime brings you closer to the things you care about today through shopping, streaming, and savings. For example, did you know that you can listen to your favorite podcasts, like ours, through Amazon Music? Yup. You can also watch your favorite movies, like the ones we review on Blackbusters on Amazon Prime Video. Yup. But it doesn't stop there. You can use Prime to get more out of your interests. From purchasing behind-the-scenes books about your favorite movies to listening to soundtracks of your favorite films. Yup, and yup. Whatever you're into or just getting into, Prime can help you get closer to it. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to sign up. From movies and music to passions and podcasts, it's on Prime.
We weren't going to like turn out right, but it worked.
Oh, well, see.
It worked. So, because my little sister, she's 21, but she is a stylist. She's like, if you look at her Twitter page, she has over 30,000 followers. She's like, she does like 10 to 20 heads a week. You know what I mean? 3 a day. And her styles are like $100 and up. My other sister is like a young stylist. And my brother, like, we all have like high school diplomas. And my mom didn't graduate high school. Like, she barely like finished the 10th grade before she had me. And her mom was on drugs. So it was just surprising to me like how she was able to do this. So I was asking her today like what was her method. She was just like, I just tried to understand y'all and learn my life, you know what I mean, as much as y'all had to learn you got y'all's. And she was like, I was still learning too. She was like, so it wasn't really a lot that I could tell y'all about certain things. She was like, I just really told y'all what worked for us. Like we was always dressed,
Right.
and it was a lot. It was one point in my mom's life where she was just making sure everything was together. But then when she got with my stepfather, he picked up some of the slack. And so when they kind of like broke up, it was like lacking on some end. So it was like either she was buying clothes or she was paying bills. So like she would go all out for one of our birthdays and then something would be late. And I used to get like so angry with her. And I was just like saying earlier today, like, oh my God, like I really apologize for that because I couldn't imagine. You were basically like 30 something when I was like about to be in high school. Like she had a high school. I couldn't imagine that right now. You know what I mean?
I know. None of us have kids.
No,
That's
we don't.
like having kids is life changing.
Do you guys want kids?
I don't know.
I
I
want
do,
kids.
and everyone asks me this. I don't really think I want kids. And nothing against anybody who has, because I love you guys. I think everyone should, but I don't think that should validate happiness or womanhood.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely. I
no.
have that 100%.
Love is more. I'm not gonna say love is more important to me. I want love and I want children. I definitely want children though. I feel like because I'm the only child. Like, and as far as like I have a big family like outside of just my household, but it was literally just always me and my mom. So I just want to build more.
That's the thing. Like
on
my
that.
sister, I'm 13 years. It's a bad way to look at it, but I'm only having kids so my mom could be a grandma. Like,
Well, I mean,
don't-
like, if that's the reason why,
I
don't you
don't-
think you're having it for the wrong reasons?
I mean, it's just like, I mean, I think I would be a great mom because my mom was a great mom and just how I am with my nephews. But I just personally, like, I don't see, like, the way I want to live my life, like, I just don't know. Like, I'm just going to
you
have
should
a
be
kid.
patient because you
Just
never know. You
patient,
might
yeah.
not be somebody who wants to have one of your own. Maybe you might want to adopt one.
Right. I want, like, I'm giving myself to 32. Like, I know, like, I'm about to be 24, but everyone around me is just already having kids. And I feel
If
like,
One
I
of
do
my
have a kid,
favorite-
I'm
Alright.
after 35.
did I miss a boat? Like, what?
I've
I
been-
hear that.
Like-
That's a blessing because honestly, like we're all creative sitting here, you know. So it's like when we were younger, I think we thought 27 was so old, and like I
Mm.
want to baby by 27.
I'm about to be 27.
And no, not girl. I couldn't imagine, like, I'll be 27 in 2.5 years. I'm about to be 25 this summer. So in 2 years, I pray that, you know, I'll be more established in what I do, and, you know, maybe I want to actually start in the fall time or whatever, saving up for a business. I do want to have like a very famous, like, big luxury boutique in Tribeca, a woman's boutique in Tribeca. So like, I can't imagine having a child. I just feel like it's gonna halt all of that, or like you have to put so much on a child. 32, when we were younger, I think we thought that was old to have
now
a
it's
child.
like,
But now
okay,
it's like,
yeah.
30 something.
I commend people who are able to do it, because I just don't know
think-
where I would have gotten that strength from. If
I know-
Yeah. In
know-
New York City, what?
I know that when I was getting my bachelor's, one of my professors said, she's like, I'll never have kids. Like, also, she physically couldn't have kids because she had a few pre-existing conditions. But her best friend had died, passed away suddenly, and had no kids to leave all of her things to. And also, she was divorced. So she was divorced, and I think she was one of the last members of her family. Oh, you okay?
The one went down the wrong.
Oh my God, that scared me.
Oh, seeing her best friend die and then have nothing to leave anyone to, like, kind of compelled her to, like, adopt a son. And a few months later,
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, literally months later, she was a mom.
See, with me, okay, I want to be a mom, and I'm going to be a mom. Like, that's... When I was younger, people be like, oh, what you want to be when you grow up? I'd be like a mother. Like, I think I've always, like, just thought being a mom was so dope.
Yeah.
But I think the older that I am now, I'm starting to realize how much of a responsibility it is. And I realize, like, me and my boyfriend, we talk about it all the time. And we're just like, yeah, like, you know, like, kids, like, little Robs or whatever. And it's just like, I don't want to fuck my kids up. And I feel like I'm not there yet as a person. I'm not a full Breanna to give to my kids.
Right.
So I wouldn't feel comfortable, like, and I don't know when that's going to happen. That's why I kind of don't let time dictate things.
I feel what you're saying.
Because I don't feel like I'm even myself enough to give to a person
that I want to be. Yeah,
Yes,
right. I
to give
definitely
that
agree.
to a person.
I
I'm not.
definitely agree.
And that's why, like, if you ask me again, like, in high school, I'd be like, oh, I'm about to have 5 kids. I'm about to have 6 kids. Now, I just feel like I would be comfortable with 2 or 3. But at the same time, I don't want to have it before I'm ready. Because I feel like there's a lot that I need to accomplish for myself.
Yeah.
To not.
On that tip about whether or not we want to be a mom, my mom always said that, like, so my mom is basically, she's been in a loveless marriage. She married my father knowing that she didn't love him. But my mom said that she didn't know true love until she had me. Like, she had never been so, like, she'd never been so grateful, but also, like, scared about life until she had me. And so, like, whenever I think about whether or not I want to be a mom, like, she said that she became her truest self when she finally had a kid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
So maybe I won't be complete until.
My sister
I
is
don't know, but-
basically becoming a different person, and I see her becoming, like, a better person. I'm like, yo, this is so dope.
What does your sister do?
My sister's a hairstylist, so she's like, I guess.
When
When
did
did she
When she do? Oh,
when did she do?
Oh, what did she do, or when did she do?
When is she due? When she having a
That's
baby?
the thing. She might be having a baby Leo, like the end of July, August. Yo, Lion Clan.
No, matter of fact, I like Leos.
Gang, gang, gang.
I don't
Leo
know why her
squad.
Scorpios in my head.
So that baby gonna have personality. Like what?
Okay.
Yeah, they're vivacious. Leos are vivacious.
Yeah.
All right.
Leos are
well, since we're on the topic of mothers, and let's throw some fashion in there too. So could we shout out Tina Knowles? I love her. Isn't she
Yeah, she
like
moves
the
me.
best
my grandmother. I
mother?
know that.
That's your grandma?
Yes, because Beyonce's my mom. Dodge, don't play.
Well, oh, because Tina is my other mom. Beyonce, my sister. I didn't know that was your grandma.
So you're my aunt.
She's
Okay.
on.
Okay, niece.
What's going on?
She said, "What is going
All right,
on?"
niece.
What is going on?
Well, Tina, like, we all know that Tina used to, like, design Destiny's Child's costumes, right?
Yeah.
They were so bomb. I love them. People, like, kind of be hating on these
No.
style, but I love them. Like, they
It was
made them.
unique,
It was unique. It was, I love
Southern,
girl
and it was
groups
very
for
black.
one. Like, I love that whole girl group era and those ladies
I love
building those
702.
journeys
Yeah.
together. 702 was your favorite?
No, Destiny's Child was my favorite, but I've been listening to 702 and Escape recently, and I'm just
Escape.
Because they're getting
Oh
back
my God.
together.
My favorites
Escape,
are Total
I feel it.
and Destiny Child. I love Total.
But wait, did she? Tina Knowles design any of House of Darion stuff?
Yeah,
was
she
her.
did. That was her.
That was
and
her.
Beyonce,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Word.
Even though Darian kind of flopped.
Yeah.
But
Didn't she have that thing? That art? I don't know if it was
well, yeah,
art.
that's what I wanted to talk about. So her and her husband, Richard Lawson, they just started a program, Wacko. It starts, or Wacko, one of those. Yeah, where art can occur. Yeah. Is what it stands for.
That's cool.
It's just gonna basically be like a program for youth, like 12 to 13, starting out like a year-long program, and then they graduate to the next phase. But it's gonna be just about Black youth coming together, being creative. She's gonna put on like comedy shows, live painting shows, music shows, just different stuff. Because she definitely raised her daughters, B and Solange, like she had them in the arts, and you always hear them talk about their mother and big her up. Like she had them in the arts doing things, and I think that's why like we see it more as Solange, but they're so creative and just like so unapologetically Black and love themselves. But she had a wearable art gala last week, about a week and a half ago, and that's the picture. We all saw the picture of Beyonce in the red dress with like the flower arrangement on her head. So that's what B wore. She's so beautiful, pregnant. I just love her pregnancy fashion. She is.
I love her little plump face, her whole
plump
body.
Yes,
plump
she's
lips.
amazing. But that gala was beautiful. We saw the girls, all the girls together finally for a change. B, Michelle, and Kelly, which was,
it was
awesome.
So many memes coming from that.
I didn't see any memes about it.
I'm not gonna diss them, but one funny meme was the one where they put Rihanna on top of as
on Beyonce head on her floor. I saw that one, but it was amazing. Like,
I hope you're gonna talk about the Met Gala because
I was gonna say a couple of my favorite looks, but
so excited.
I just definitely wanted to shout out Miss Tina. And we saw her the green leaf dress, right?
Yeah,
that
that
she
was
wore,
cute.
and everybody was saying it was like collard greens. And she's so funny. I love Miss Tina. Like on her Instagram when she posted it, she was like, "This was handmade out of banana leaves, not collard greens, y'all." Like I just love her, and she's able to just make jokes and be like, "I'm shutting y'all up. This is art." She like, it's art, people. So I think that was really dope. And I always say, like, sometimes I know y'all heard me mention like, keep it girly, always wear your statement pieces. And so I love that she did like a wearable art gala, because I think, like I was saying, I like the cozy movement and all of that, but I love like a good statement piece, like something with some jewels or some sequins on it, or just something artsy, like whatever. But yeah, that was dope. It was a lot of nice people on a scene. That was really good. And then we had the Met Gala that just passed.
That was crazy.
Super dope. With the Comme des Garçons theme.
Can we talk about the outfits that we didn't like?
The ones that we didn't like. My favorites. So my favorites, I think I had a top 5. So Rihanna, I'm gonna just throw Rihanna at the top for one, because she stuck with the theme. So I will say that she always does. I'll say that Rihanna bought the drama. Like,
I loved it. The theatrics, everything.
And her makeup was gorgeous.
Everything was gorgeous.
Everything was
blush with everything.
Whoever styled her,
I
they
love
did
Rihanna
perfectly
so much.
from her hair to her toes. I was
everything.
like,
I love the shoes she put on, which are D squared sandals. I actually want a pair. Those are like my next luxury item. I want those freaking shoes are $1,500. I want the black ones, but they're called Riri sandals. Like, they're from D squared, but they call them the Riri sandals, which I just love them. Like, the up the leg, I think they just add so much to any outfit, and she did her thing at the Met Gala. So I'm just gonna say she's number 1. I also loved Zendaya.
I love her.
Zendaya was super, super cute. She kept it girly, and it was definitely eye-catching, that big dress. It was Dolce & Gabbana. That was beautiful. I love Cassie. I just love Cassie as a person.
Yeah,
she's
I love
Virgo.
her.
Yeah, I love her. Her and Diddy, he was like a perfect accessory. They were a perfect accessory to each other. But I love
Diddy on Snap. I don't know if you guys follow him, but he is
He's funny.
I love them. I just went to the Can't Stop Won't Stop documentary. It premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival. It was like it was like kind of insides Diddy head in the making up until the Can't Stop Won't Stop tour, which I'm so mad that I missed. I couldn't believe I missed that concert, but that was dope. So Cassie definitely is on my top. And then, so I did 3. Okay, I got 2 more. So Zoe Kravitz.
Oh my gosh,
I
she
love
looked like a
her.
little
Yes,
Barbie, very
definitely a
natural.
Barbie. I loved it, and her dress was definitely a statement gown too, which I loved. It was a statement gown, but it was still soft and pretty. She's gorgeous. And then
What about Chrissy Teigen?
she's not in my top at all. And then Blake Lively. I'm gonna throw Blake
No,
Lively.
no,
What
no.
about Mama?
What about Janelle Monáe?
Oh, Janelle Monáe.
Okay,
I didn't
I
like
was saying my top, y'all.
Okay,
'cause
okay.
I was gonna ask y'all what was all y'all favorite. I was gonna
Okay,
give y'all one favorite. Now Lupita, she's done so much way better. So
Yeah, I
wasn't
don't know
feeling
if I
that.
was feeling that outfit.
Lala, I love Lala as a person, but fashionably, she never wows me. She looked beautiful, but she wasn't a top for me. Like, she looked beautiful. Her gown was amazing. Like,
You know who I like to say honorable mention, even though I don't really care for her. Rita Ora really looked the best. I
Rita
feel like
Ora-
she's ever looked.
I love her, but she
I'm
wasn't
real-
a top.
She was not the top
Yeah,
look,
but she looked
the
amazing.
best.
I love her.
She looked good, but I don't like
This
her.
is a real
love her.
question regarding Rita Ora, okay? And now, if someone want to drag me for this and whatever, what precisely does Rita Ora do apart from be light skinned?
She's a
I don't know.
singer.
Well,
What does she
song?
sing?
Not in America.
not in
She
America,
was
but she
popping in
has-
the UK, and then she started fucking Robert Kardashian.
Robert Kardashian.
And that's how
I thought she was
Americans
the girl
knew about
who-
him.
Oh, okay.
He was the one that made her gain all that weight because she was out here being a hoe on him, and he got his feelings hurt.
She had like
Oh,
a
I thought it was the girl
song
that
with
was
Chris
on
Brown.
Nobody said Priyanka.
The girl with the red leg.
No.
Priyanka was the one with the long trench coat.
Yes,
I love
she
that.
I didn't really care.
Dressed
That was cute, but I didn't really care for that. It was
Not
a
for
woman.
the
She
Met.
had on like the
Not for the Met Gala.
It kind of looked like a ninja outfit, and you know how everybody's wearing like the kind of something like the boots you
Was
got
it,
on right now.
Pharrell's wife?
No, not Pharrell's wife. She had on the red boots.
Well, what
and
color
it was all the
dress?
way- it was white.
White.
It was like kind of
So
like it
that
looked like pants.
was her name is.
I loved her outfit. Oh, excuse me.
I think her name is Emily. I could find her name right now, but so I was gonna put her on one of my top. I think that was probably like a look that I would have worn, like on a regular day. That spoke to me. I loved her look. Oh, Lily Rose, I think is her name, but let me confirm. But I know what you're talking about. It was like the white with the cutouts. It was very soft and elegant. But I just think that Met Gala,
Yeah, she
like,
had like the little mask, like the pink mask.
let me look. But every
Madonna
event has
looked
their
awful.
purpose.
Madonna looked awful.
So who was your favorite? So
Can I say my
asked-
worst?
Yeah, who was your worst?
Madonna looked awful.
Nicki Minaj.
Solange looked awful. I can't agree with the Nicki Minaj.
I
Mary
didn't
J.
like
Blige, I don't
Solange.
care. I get it. She's fresh off a heartbreak, but she looked awful to me. She looked beautiful on a regular carpet for the Met Gala. I did not like that fit. Kylie Jenner, she looks the same on every red carpet. I hate her so much.
It was so boring.
Is that
Her name is Lily Aldridge. So
And
we'll
this
just shout
she
her
looked-
out
what was
real
her name?
quick.
What was
She
her
looked
name? What was her name?
amazing.
Yeah,
Amy
look-
Schumer with the all black.
Oh
looked
my
awful.
god. Horrible.
She's a
Looked like she looked like black tar.
Lena,
Okay, but she's a trash
the
person,
other
so I don't
friend,
even...
the other one.
Amy
what's
Schumer
her-
is trash. My God.
Oh, and the twins.
Mary. Oh, we used to
Something
really
out of
love
Lord
them.
We
of
used to
motherfucking
love
Rings.
them.
What Mary
I
Kate
feel so bad
and
for
Ashley
them.
Olsen? What is it? Mary Kate
Yeah,
and
no,
Ashley
I
only
feel
like them
Also
in the
Helen,
Parent
I
Trap.
feel bad
Pharrell
for
White.
them.
No, that was not
I
them
love
in the
her.
I didn't like
I
that.
love Pharrell and his wife, but she be going.
She could have
Yeah.
tried again.
She could have tried.
Nikki, I just don't like the bow. I feel like that was like straight out of Jamaica Queens.
Nikki
With the
looked
bow?
like
And
a
I-
hood girl,
Yeah,
like she
it's like
didn't
her
go nowhere
outfit.
before. Why you got on panties, ma? It didn't
I've
look
seen
right.
her do better looks in less.
Yes, I've seen her do better looks, but I
prestigious
don't know. I
places.
like
She
She
could have,
just really
like,
didn't really
my
try.
comment about her, if she would have did like a updo with some drama curls up, I think it would have went with the look that everyday weave we all wear, long straight middle part, didn't go with that look. It didn't do anything for that look for me. Like that's her
The
same
bow
glam she
kills
do.
me. I
every
know
day.
it's more expensive than
I wasn't
anything I have in
feeling
my
that.
wardrobe, but just because you have money, that don't
wasn't
mean it
nice.
looks good. That the bow was just like okay.
Wait, the bow
So for
on her
me-
belt.
Yeah, I just
It
did
was
the short.
because
just
it was
a-
what's name's head. The designer that they were influenced by. It wasn't a bow. It was actually like his head or her
Oh
head.
my goodness.
If you look, like
Oh yeah, she did say that on her Instagram, but it was still it wasn't.
It wasn't appealing
I
for
think-
her.
I
It
wasn't
wasn't
feeling
good
it.
for her.
So
No,
if
I
I had
didn't-
to pick people though,
hmm
it would be Migos.
Okay, yeah,
They
those are
look
our
good as a
cousins. I love
collective.
They
that.
good.
I like
Whoever
seeing them.
styled them, and then okay, so again, like I don't know about the theme, so I don't know if like my looks like really say they match the theme. I thought Chrissy Teigen looked really good, and I think her and John Legend, like whoever, if the stylist styled them together, they did a good job. And then also, I really should know his name, and I always feel bad that I don't. But did y'all see Moonlight?
The guy.
Yeah.
The one that played the middle Moonlight, like the middle phase.
I don't know. You're talking about his name in the movie or his name in real life?
His name in real life.
I don't know.
I don't know it either, but like, not the fine one. The fine one, well, the
He's
old
like-
Chiron, he is fine. But I mean, like, the middle, the one that was like in school during Moonlight.
still didn't see
The one
that
that got a
movie.
Calvin Klein ad. He
Yeah,
has
I
a
know
whole
he's
Calvin Klein.
like A$AP Rocky. He's like a
Yeah, he
model.
has a
Yeah, I know
whole
who you're
Calvin
talking about.
Klein
I know
ad,
his
him.
face when I see it. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but I also liked his outfit.
To be announced. We'll come back with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that, I mean, that.
Oh, Kim Kardashian didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
She looks so boring.
Oh, this girl, Bella Hadid.
Hadid?
Bella Hadid with
Hadid.
the lace one piece, like with the one piece,
Yeah,
the
my
one
daddy
piece.
like-
I think that
We
it was
slaughter your
so
names here.
sexy, but it wasn't Met Gala.
Gala,
She looked
right.
sexy, like Gigi killed it. I think Gigi looked
Bella.
amazing. She
Oh
wasn't
my
one of my
God, Dodge.
favorites.
You thought what?
Wait,
With
who?
that one piece?
Bella? No, I said I think she looked hot, but not for the Met Gala. You didn't like it at all?
Maybe I just don't like their shapes, but I really didn't think that
Yes,
was
it
appealing
was
at all.
like-
I
okay.
just
It
did
was like
not
a
think it was appealing.
cardboard.
And I don't know if she was trying to do that because The Weeknd is dating Selena
Right, 'cause of
Gomez.
those
but
memes, but it was
Selena
like,
Gomez
girl,
was boring, and
yeah,
that
both
dress
of
was
them.
just-
Her
I've
shoes
seen
look
you in
like
better.
something my 12-year-old
Both
sister
of
would
I
them.
wear.
feel like that's the
were a
thing.
flop.
She's the reason why Disney kids is always gonna be Disney kids in our eyes because they just don't. I feel like they don't age gracefully, in my opinion. Like they leave.
Why they?
Selena
they
is
goofy.
hot, though, I
She's
think.
beautiful. She's just goofy or something. I don't know. Maybe that's
She's-
just her. Maybe
she's
she's
just
just
corny.
childish. Yeah, she's corny.
That's the word. She's corny.
corny.
Like
Something
Ariana Grande.
She's corny.
Ariana Grande like is super dope, talented as a singer, but
I
she's
just
a
over
corny.
this fucking ponytail.
Yeah, she's corny.
Yo, you know why? Wait, I got another secret.
What?
So you want to know why she do that? I heard. Because y'all remember that annoying ass show she had on Nickelodeon? Apparently, this is what I wrote.
This episode is brought to you by Undeniably Dairy. Dairy farmers are more than farmers. They're climate caretakers. They see water as a precious resource. Most farmers recycle water up to 4 times, from chilling the milk to irrigating their crops. And some even use technology to turn manure into renewable energy. To learn more about what dairy farmers are doing to make their farms more sustainable, visit usdairy.com.
Apparently,
whispering?
our hair fell out.
So she
She ain't got no hair in the middle. Because you know how they kept dyeing her hair that
Yeah.
really, really obnoxious color? Or she ain't got our shit broken off. So she wears them
No
ponytails
way.
so they can add addition.
No, because
No
black
way.
people, we know how to finesse a bald spot. She can't get it
she
braided.
gotta
No,
get
it's
it
like
braided.
broken off. Like the shit won't grow.
She gotta get it braided
There's
first.
no
She gotta get
way.
it
Why she
sewn
can't
in.
just get a
There's
sew-in?
wigs and everything.
And some clip-on.
I can't believe Big Sean dated her.
He
That's
was
the
he was
problem.
confused.
You know what? You just
confused.
triggered
Too
me.
much.
That
He
is
was trying to
really the
figure out his
problem
place in the
with
world.
These white people, they don't know how to finesse the hair and then want to shame us because we are so versatile. Like,
Speaking of,
Yeah.
where's Miss I.S. Jones? Speaking of these white people,
right. Triggered
finesse
me.
your hair.
Miley Cyrus. This
Broken
broad.
off.
Yo, I really hate her, y'all.
I never. I mean, it goes without
I
saying, I
really
can
hate
never see it for her. But
I like
like,
that We Won't Stop video though. I know everybody hated it, but
endlessly
It was cute.
garbage.
I like the climb. I like Miley
I
before
love
she
Miley
went
Cyrus.
hip hop.
like,
I like
yeah,
Miley
before
Never.
hip-hop, I like
Well,
Disney Channel.
okay.
Miley.
And that's speak on it.
But yeah, I never even I listened to her music in and out. She had Bangers, I think, and then she had
Yeah.
Dead Pets was another one of her albums.
Bangers was a good album.
Do you know why it was good? Because of production. She went in the studio with people who knew how to make poppin' ass music. But her, like outside of that, trash.
We won't stop. Ay,
What's that
we
country
won't-
song that she did with French Montana? Wasn't it called "Fuck You"?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
but
yeah,
I
of
think it
course.
She had a really good period of okay music because of who she was working with. But I knew it was like a
But
cycle.
that's
French
It's all
Montana new song
manufactured.
is so
That's
fire.
the issue now. She
came
said
in
she
like
wants
a
to not be associated with hip hop.
But yeah, anyway, she had an
convenient.
interview with Billboard this past week talking about how she now wants to distance herself. I mean, the interview talked about a lot of different things. She's basically rebranding herself. She got back together with her boyfriend, now fiance, Liam Hemsworth.
Which I love. I've always wanted them
But
to
I
be
feel like he's
together.
running her life because all of a sudden you want to be against hip hop.
I mean, like, I don't think she ever was about it seriously, though.
She never was, and that's
Like, do
what you
people-
call it. What's the word? Culture vulture
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
appropriator because
Culture appropriation.
culture
yeah.
culture appropriation.
But I mean, honestly, the way that I look at it, I used to 2013 when she did the music video awards for MTV, right? And she had that crazy ass performance. She was naked, whatever. You know, that tight latex looking nude outfit. Yeah. They had all the crowd reactions were memes for a long time. This was back in 2013. I made the point, like, people, like, do y'all know who her father was? In 1994, her father was the biggest country artist of the time. Yeah. Like, do y'all really think, because people used to be like, oh, like, how do we know that she's not really ratchet? How do we know this is not her personality?
She's not.
Because she was never that.
And
like,
they gave her twerking. They credited her.
And to be honest, it was a lot of black men.
Yeah.
Black men especially.
And
my
that's what's
God.
going on.
A lot. It's like with this new girl, this Jules girl that be always wanting to say nigga.
Yeah.
Girl, let it go.
It's so many girls out here who do the same thing that they do. But it's like when black girls go in the room, we got to prove ourselves so much. We got to prove that we don't want to be there just to get something or whatever. You know, we got to prove our speech.
I think my issue with Miley is that she always knew what it was about hip hop. Like she's not stupid. She knows what she's doing. In the interview, she talks about how she couldn't be down with hip hop anymore because there's always bitch this and bitch that, and she couldn't talk. She's something about how like rappers always talk about girls always being on their cock. And I'm not saying she's not wrong, unfortunately, though. No, but the fact of the matter is that she never really was about the movement of hip hop. She clearly was like, "Oh, I'm blind, but now I see. I'm moving back into my true roots." She said that she hasn't smoked weed in over 3 weeks, and that she recognizes that she's growing up. And I'm just kind of like,
those are the wrong parts of hip hop that she's on. That's
right.
again,
that's another thing too. Though.
If she was really for hip hop, she would be out here speaking against like social issues.
And that's why sometimes
she is minimizing
the culture. Exactly. She used hip hop as this sort of cheap rebellion.
Right.
And my thing about it is that white people
smoking weed. So
white people who come into hip hop sometimes I just look at them like, why are you here though? Really?
That's how I feel about Macklemore.
Yeah.
Y'all know that boy Logic?
Yeah, I know Logic.
The same
He's
way.
black though.
Okay, but did you hear what he said in his song?
I'm
half slave master, half slave. Why?
I don't like that.
Why?
Why are you leaning? Don't lean nowhere.
Why are you saying?
I don't know. I don't.
Oh, half
it's so fair, and it's like we don't.
No, but the thing is, even if you're mixed, like that doesn't bother you to say that you're half slave master, half slave. I mean, you thought that was,
and that's really weird because I actually am a Logic fan, and it's funny to hear him talk like that because he always
he's from my hometown.
He has said in past interviews how he is tired of race always being at the forefront of his music and how he wants to move away from that. But I think he's seeing how profitable it is to make a point about how he's, for all intent and purpose, white passing.
Well, how do y'all feel about, like, just on the topic of somebody like Logic who tries, I guess, to speak about race but not speak about race at the same time? But he kind of does, in a sense.
He has
he does
too, though, because he's white passing.
But what about A$AP Rocky, who doesn't want to speak about it at all, who wants to speak on who all lives matter? He feels like Black Lives Matter was this whole trend that we were just all following, and maybe racism doesn't exist.
I don't know. Maybe it's somebody that's like,
it also depends on who you surround yourself.
Or their agent or a manager. It could be because I like A$AP. I'm not gonna say I know him personally, but I feel like he grew up in the hood, and I don't know. Maybe I just love A$AP. I'm not trying to make him sound negative, but maybe it could be people around them. Even though you should be strong enough to have your own thoughts and ideas.
I just feel like this. I don't know. Like I get offended, but then I don't, because it's just like I'm so aware of our culture and I'm so aware of how dope it is that I don't really care to explain to someone else that don't understand. It's just like, you don't understand, you're in the dark, that's cool. Like one day you'll see. So sometimes I feel like we look at these artists and we kind of like, we put pressure on them to speak out. And we shouldn't rely so heavily on that. Like, they're not the token person for Black people. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like with A$AP, it's not that he doesn't speak. Well, he doesn't speak out. But also it's just like, I get it. We want people to be responsible and feel like, you know, it's their duty. But at the same time, it's like, you cannot look to me for something I didn't ask everyone to look at me. And
no, but you're definitely right, because everybody's purpose in life is different.
Right? It's different.
But when it comes to, like, you know, I just feel like this. At some point, it's going to be the people who with it and the people who not. Right. And I feel like it's, unfortunately, as much as we want to ignore racism and separation, that's what's happening. And with Miley Cyrus, Jules, and all these other people, we cannot allow these people to keep taking our opportunities, coming in our room, benefiting off our culture, and then pushing us to the side. I love A$AP Rocky, but do I feel like he doesn't understand? No. Do I feel like it's people that's trying to get him to understand? Yes. Do I feel like he wants to be turning a blind eye? Yeah, because it's easier to turn a blind eye when you have all these connections and things like that. But you know, Jay-Z's still out there. And he's speaking about what he believes in, and he's still making billions. So
right, because
it's a way it can be done.
Maybe A$AP could feel like he would just lose such a chunk of his support if he spoke out against that. And somebody that, like Jay-Z, Beyonce speaks out. Beyonce is solid,
but nobody she speaks out now, though. That's the thing.
But she speaks also speaks out differently. Like, she's had foundations for years.
I don't
benefit in her hometown, things like I feel like we want people to just get on these mics and talk, but we don't look behind the scenes.
I think there's also a level of responsibility that comes with just the way that things are nowadays, as far as like media, clickbait, all those things. The way that you present yourself, like I don't care what your agents say, like I don't know, even throughout history, like just being like I guess someone who kind of like studies race or the evolution of like Black Power movement. Booker T. Washington was who we're talking about. Like he's an accommodationist. Always wanting to accommodate white folk. Yeah, and that's really what we have. And then but this has always going to be a divide of Black folk. There's always going to be the sides of people who are resistant, super radical, super progressive in the action towards I don't want to appease white folk. And then you have the people who are accommodatists, people who kind of want to appease their rhetoric, people who kind of want to understand like how we can also make them feel comfortable, but yet also want freedom and also want ways to kind of like not making race such a big issue. And I do feel like now, though, that's a problem again with like media and journalism and everything like that. Like, yes, A$AP Rocky has a platform, so him speaking on it, I mean, what good would that do? I don't personally want nobody that's famous to speak on this shit. Like Charles Barkley doing a documentary about race, save that for a sociologist. Save that for a journalist who has taken or kind of seen the world, traveled different countries, kind of seen race, different perspectives. Like, if it was a basketball documentary, cool. But this nigga going around talking about race, it's just not everybody's place.
But you can't, but he's still a Black man in America.
But that's the problem. Because giving him that platform without having kind of any historical, people forget history. And I think that's why I'm getting, like, why I don't want anyone to kind of, like, say things that aren't historically accurate. Because he said as an adult, race started to affect him. But he was born in the Jim Crow South. Yeah, so you just chose
right. He
for
chose
race to not affect you until you were an adult. And that's the thing. It's so easy nowadays for people to hold rappers into the slights of being socially active or political and things like that, but they don't know the history either. So I honestly feel better. Now, don't get me wrong. They don't need to discredit the Black Lives Matter movement. But if you don't know shit, shut up. And that's why.
And I think that's what I was going to say too. If you don't know, if you're unaware how important this is to people, because maybe it hasn't affected him yet, and it's hard for me to believe that things like this hasn't affected him when he comes from Harlem, and you know how the police are up here when it comes to.
But the thing is that affluence definitely makes people forget that they're people of color.
That's what I'm saying.
Kanye's a great example of that, though. He gets
and
this is how Miley Cyrus and the like exist, because people, they get to say nigga around like Kanye and
who could say nigga?
They do, obviously. Jules and them is saying it.
Yeah, no, that Jules girl said
obviously
it on the video, and no one corrected her.
Wait, Jules said, I gotta see that video.
She said, hey, what's up, my nigga? On a video. I seen it on Twitter, and all the people around her didn't tell her that shit wasn't cool.
Some of them just be too...
Do you see the problem?
That I work with, she said, but she's young and she's like an actress, she's super dramatic. But we were talking about the gym, like she's kind of thicker, and she was just like, well, you're naturally cut because you're Black. I'm paraphrasing right now, but she was just saying something about how, like, yeah, Black people, you guys are just naturally cut and fit. No, cut because, like, I don't even have to work, probably because I'm speaking to me because I'm thin, but just how, you know how they be saying Black people we're we're shapely, we're athletic.
No matter what size we are, we always have a shape.
Yeah, but she was just like, you're naturally cut and fit because your ancestors you guys were slaves and you worked hard. And I'm sick because she thinks she's a fat white girl. Sorry. She's not fat.
So
get your cough out. Everybody got to do it. She thinks she's a fat, thicker white girl, and she just like well, maybe I'm bigger because my ancestors were just relaxing in the house.
Wait, bitch. Did
she say your fucking face?
I would have thrown a drink at her.
So I'm at work, and honestly, I feel bad because I had to
go to HR?
I didn't. Because we're friends, and sometimes she says so many comments that she might maybe be trying to throw shade, but I think that she don't.
You got to read the shade. No, that's the thing. You got to enlighten them.
That shit's not funny.
You know what it is?
It's not funny, but sometimes she.
But where you are and with the things you want to do, you're gonna get that a lot. So you have to be more aware of it. Because the English language
when she said
has
it,
so
I
many
just
words,
at her,
you gotta be like,
I stopped the conversation. Like I totally, why are you bringing up slaves and my people was working? Right. That's why I got naturally cut arms and your ass sicker because your people was in the house.
First off,
that was very shady,
bitch,
but
I would have been like, bitch,
just for our reaction is now. It was, you know what I mean.
Like,
you at work and it's like, okay.
When you treat them
when
like
you
a
let
friend,
them right.
That's why I don't have any white friends. I know white people. Because when you allow them to get a little comfortability, invite them into your house, next thing you know, they want to be a rock. I'm not like.
There's differences.
I noticed the differences a lot. Even in business, I'm starting to.
And they're very ignorant. They're very ignorant. Like I was in my building.
Ignorant.
I work like downtown. I'm on the elevator, and this guy really had like this little white guy. And he's like, "Oh, do you come here a lot?" I'm like, nigga, I work in this building.
Right.
He was just like, oh, okay, I was just asking. No, because the security guard didn't ask me for my ID and ask you for yours, so you think that, like, I come here a lot? He was just like, oh, no. Like, that's so ignorant. Right. I would never turn to a white person and be like...
He basically was like, what are you doing in this building?
That's
why I called him. This black girl doesn't have to get her badge checked, but me as a white man, I do.
That's why I said, nigga, I work here. I did call them a nigga. I said, nigga, I work here. I work in this building.
I hate it. We deal with it on a daily basis. So sometimes it is hard.
No, but that's why I think being in spaces, though, like, obviously I go to a school that's predominantly white. So I be around the bullshit all the time. And I think what people don't understand is we work hard 24/7, 365 to not end up as the quote-unquote projected angry black woman. Because if we got sensitive about every little microaggression that happened to us, every little comment, if we acted on those, they think we're angry now.
Yes,
shit.
Wait
on it.
I went to a predominantly white school, and I was called to the office every day for telling somebody, nigga, shut up before I punch you in the face. And you know, that's how we talk to our cousins and our friends. And I was a bully and threatening people. I was in ISS for telling somebody I'm going to punch them in the face.
ISS?
And that was how.
I lived there.
I lived there. Like, and it was in school suspension.
That's the worst.
And it was hard for me because I'm like, because I grew up in the hood. Like, I was in the program, urban, suburban. So I lived in the urban communities, but I went to a suburban school. And so, like, things that in my community, that how I could be around my friends and my family. At school, I was a bully and I was aggressive. And when I would talk about my dad, I hear people that went to college with, like, some of my friends from high school. They'd be like, oh, my God, Dad used to talk about her dad and how he would come and shoot one of us if we don't leave her alone. And I probably did used to be like, if y'all don't leave me the fuck alone before I call my dad. Like, you know how we all call my dad. But it was that was me and how I grew up. And I have to come here, and now I'm this angry black girl, and y'all judge me. Now they see me grown up, and they probably and I'm the same person, but they probably just look like, oh my God, she's grown into such a beautiful woman. Yeah. I was always this. I was just a black girl from a different community. Like
I had the same issue moving out of Baltimore. Like, folk really wanted to always try me. I'd be like, they used to like talking like kiki coo. They'd be like, why are you so loud? Why do you whisper? Yep. Like, I'm not going to change my mannerisms to make you comfortable. I've been this. My mom, like, talks about it now and thinks it's funny. But, like, no, I've always been this way. And I think, again, like I was saying, if they really took 10 seconds to try to empathize with all the microaggressions or little comments about, don't talk to me about slavery. I don't want to hear it with you. I don't want to talk about it with you. You need to talk about it with your grandma or your auntie that voted for Trump. That's who you need to explain slavery to.
That brings me to, like, what I was going to talk about today. So, like, with the whole, like, slavery and everything. So a lot of people like they give like the whole carefree black girl movement a lot of slack and the importance of it. And my whole thing and what brought this to my attention was
Can
this
I ask
guy.
you a question? Can you say when you say slack, what do you? Because I think I use slack differently than most folks.
Okay, well,
What do
slack
you
for
mean?
me is like they judge the movie because they say that being carefree doesn't exist. A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that there's a certain. I hear more people saying there's a particular aesthetic attached to being a carefree black girl, the curly hair, the flowers in the hair, being Afrocentric, blah blah blah. When we all know that it started in the hood, and it was mostly like those bango girls, those bougie girls, and for me at least, it was the girls with the bangos that was like they'll see you outside like, girl, be careful, don't be walking that way because them men gonna try to talk to you or something.
Right.
Like those were my first carefree black girls, the girls who was just like having the issues going on at home, but they was still like fly at school, and but like her mama got like 7 kids. And her shit might be cut off, but she flies fuck every day, and I fuck with her. So those were the carefree. It's a lot of people they give the movement slack for the aesthetic. And they give the movement slack for just like, I guess everyone's literal about like the words and what it means and not like what people are trying to promote. And so that brings me to what I want to speak about. I feel like a lot of like America loves black paint. Like just to bring back Beyonce, how she was at the gala, her mom's gala, and how everybody's talking about her lips and this and that, and they want to know all these questions about her pregnancy and blue and all these things. Why is it that when we're happy and we're successful, it's such a question? But when it comes to like our stories of pain and being downtrodden and everything, it's
so
moving. It's such like why did it take so
gosh.
long for us to hear about Hidden Figures? You know what I mean? That was triumph for African American women.
Right.
So it took so long for us because they feel like we don't want to hear about it. We actually do.
Right.
But for them, they love hearing the black pain.
The
And
drama.
it's-
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
I
all
just
it's ever
refuse.
been.
Because
That's
like we
why
always have to
slavery
keep
was
going.
so-
Certain things we're gonna always have going on.
That's
We're gonna
why
always
I
have worries.
really hate Tyler Perry.
Oh,
Tyler
my
Perry
God.
is such a
Because
detriment to the black community. Let's talk about
I
it.
hate
He keep the
Fuck
black
everything.
actors working.
I love.
so that's
Is it like that's
No,
the
but
thing?
is it
It's still
really?
working.
No, though.
But
He's
you have to think about it again from a like I be going to the Tyler Perry things, like my church used to go after service or whatever, because that's what black folk do. And there used to be like the audience would be mixed race, majority other people being white or black, and I'm just like, but I don't want them to think that like this is really how my auntie act or this is how my grandma acts,
Right.
because my grandma don't act nothing like Medea. Like what? Like just because you've seen it in a movie, like don't think that this is one black identity, one black narrative that all black women kind of live through. And I think the whole like he again like had a lot to do with like black women being angry. Like it's like one of those things where like, oh, like that's the situation your mother would have went through with your father or things like that. Like people have, when they see it in movies, it creates like an idea that's not
and a
necessarily
narrative of that's
That's just it. But that's not the only story.
Yeah,
that we
and
have.
that's why I
and
get-
that's unrealistic to even think
Yeah.
that that's just the only thing.
honestly, there's not one Tyler Perry movie that I feel like I related to.
I mean, didn't he make that movie?
What movie?
What is it called with the women? What is it called? Sisters.
I don't know. I just
It was a- it
honestly,
was
For
a
Color
movie of, like-
Girls?
Huh?
No, he had nothing to do with it.
yeah, I feel like
What was it?
For Color Girls
For
was
Color-
Tyler
oh,
Perry.
That was such a
Was it Tyler Perry?
For
that
Color
was
Girls,
so
that was for
dramatic
Color
for me. I
Girls,
cannot
like-
watch that movie.
No,
Yeah,
but
but it was.
right.
I related to like there's a lot of those situations I either related to or I saw people that
Like
went through
that was
That's-
one of his good movies, and Temptation. Anyone with Medea and Medea's
Yeah, that's
family.
what I mean, like
and-
I guess he
People
tries
kinda
to
like
bring like a
that
comical
mammy
point of
character.
view.
I'm not
but
with
it's not
but
that
that's dangerous.
It's
to
one,
African American like
but
issues.
shit don't be funny all the time. And
That's
I
why I
think
said that's
Yeah.
dangerous.
that's the only problem I
Yeah,
have
yeah, I
with
get what
Tyler
you're
Perry.
saying.
Is like you either make the successful black woman lonely, or you don't ever let the black people win in your movies. I don't like
And
that.
it's also again like we have to be
Yeah.
like cautious of like who we let tell our stories.
Yeah, that's
So
why
us,
you have to.
so us
control
being
your
black
pen.
women, like okay, like you could have been raised by a black woman, you could have sisters, but like that's not for you, boo. And that's why like again like Issa Rae, oh my god, like
Oh, I
honestly, like
love
sometimes
her.
I feel like, I mean obviously she not hurt for coins now, but I low key feel like it would be so dope if like black people crowd surfed the project for her or something, because like she is creating a genre that is so long gone needed. Right. Like, it's taking too long.
I want her to be able to have her freedom.
And I want her to tell it right.
I know she's good.
So that's why, again, like, if they had, like, crowdfundings or if she had GoFundMe, something, like, we can put in $5
money,
in.
like, something.
Yeah.
But we need her to have that.
Yeah, because Insecure is great, but she could do so much more.
I need a
in different directions.
Where's the new season coming?
Oh, July or June.
July is going to be a good month.
I literally related to both Issa and her best friend. What's her name?
But I was feeling Lawrence too. I
felt Lawrence. I felt Lawrence.
And
but at the same
I felt the girls.
time,
The girls were.
It made me feel good to see that representation. Yeah. Like, we just needed something else. Like, shit.
The best friend is me.
Yes, Molly.
Usually, and I got a lot of Issa, but the best friend is me. I'm usually like about my business. Do I want to have sex? Do I want to not have sex? Okay, am I a hoe? I might not be. I might be.
I'm like indecisive, like Issa, in the sense where
not
it's
right
like,
now.
am I settling? Is this what I really want?
Right. Yeah.
But with Molly, it's like sometimes I could be real ungrateful and not see the blessing in front of me.
Yes,
but I'm
I've been
also
there.
about my shit. You feel
Everyday
me? Like,
life.
I feel and that's why I love that,
guys. Right?
And that even that word insecure is something that we like. As women, we sometimes don't want to admit that we have those. Right. So for her to create a whole series around that word and to be so relatable and not us having 1,001 kids, but just seeing the regular girl struggle. Like, it's just...
Yeah. Molly is dope because I like the fact that she's like, she's very confident in like her physical features, but like her relationship life, she's not. And I like her Issa's best friend.
Oh, yeah.
I could relate to that. Like, that's really like
so,
dating, I just be like, oh, no.
Yeah,
question
mark.
I
hate people from Rochester like ex. They be like, "You've been in the city for 2 years. You haven't found love yet." I'm like, "Nigga, it's not as easy as you think."
What
you thought? Because I came to New York City, I was gonna be married in a month or two.
Find your big.
And like even a friend, I was talking to her. I was telling her that same thing, and she was like, "Well, maybe because they thought you were coming to the place where you wanted to be, and you were gonna settle down." And I'm just like, some girls are different because some girls just look at dudes and be like, "Ooh, I'm about to get some." And for other people, it's like, no, I have those friends, and she was the one who said it. And I'm just like, for people, it's different.
I don't be like that.
I be going, but y'all don't go through those moments.
Well, I have those moments where I want to like, have sex, but I'm not like,
it's never thirsty. Like, I can't call nobody from the past or nothing. For me, it's just so much deeper than that. I can't relate
because I didn't have some moments where I was ready to put my head through a motherfucking wall. Like, I love
guys sex. I think about it all the time.
But that don't mean you gotta do it.
These past couple months not having sex have been very hard for me.
Me too. And the other day I did it to somebody.
Yay! Y'all are so
fine as play.
Y'all
are so
funny. What I've noticed.
So I'm celibate.
God.
I guess, can you talk about this? Because I
I'm abstinent.
No, I low-key wanted to be celibate, but I'm in a relationship, so I feel like that was selfish.
That is
but
selfish.
like,
I'm celibate.
It's been.
I'm really having this conversation. Yeah, because I think after my last relationship ended, I told myself that if it didn't work out, I definitely was going to be celibate for a long time. So just some transparency. Last summer I was sexually assaulted. It was an attempt, but it definitely, it definitely was a traumatic experience. And I think after that, I'm still going to therapy every now and again to kind of cope and reason with it. And I've definitely taken a lot of time by myself. But I chose to be celibate largely because that happened, but then also because I kind of just realized. Also, like, that same summer when it happened, though, I was wilding out. I was, like, I had niggas on call, one every week. I was, like, getting it in because I was single and heartbroken. And so probably I was doing it for all the wrong reasons. But after everything had happened and the summer had ended and everything, and then now me coming out of a relationship, I chose to be celibate because I couldn't go back to just, casually having sex with niggas. Like, I'm to a point right now where it's like I still have to rebuild my trust in men. Because honestly, like, niggas are selfish as fuck. I'm sorry.
I mean, so
God damn. It's just, it blows my mind. It's like black women are ready to do anything for y'all, and y'all are so endlessly ungrateful.
But wait,
Christ.
I don't want to,
I don't want to generalize. My fault. I don't want to generalize. I'm not saying that this is a catch-all.
My selfishness, like,
Yeah, me too. But so I definitely feel you with like the casual sex thing. I think that's how it is for me. Like,
but I also
casual,
want to make a point that like I'm totally in support of casual safe sex. I can't emphasize enough the safe part of this casual safe sex. But like, to answer your question, Bree, being celibate, it's been pretty cool. I mean, like, I'm not like suffering. There was a time where like I couldn't go more than a week without sex, so I just didn't want that life.
So question.
Yeah.
Are you actually celebrating, like basically you're not having sex until you find someone that you love? Or
I don't know.
Abstinent? Because like abstinence, like I'm abstaining from sex for just until I feel like it. I think it doesn't have to have like a religious, because it's like two different ones.
I hear
don't want
you.
nobody to like check you on that.
I guess I would say celibate. Only like I'm also the religious part I'm still trying to figure out, I guess. I'm not really sure. I've been going to church lately. But I think I'd still be having sex and going to church. Let me not lie. But right now it's until I feel ready again.
So abstinent.
So abstinent.
So
you're abstaining from sex. Yeah, because
so then what's
celibacy will be like
till
I'm
I get
religious.
married.
I'm going to do it when I get married. When God sends me somebody. So like if Bree and her boyfriend decide to be celibate for 2 years
real?
or some shit.
Okay.
No, it didn't happen.
I feel like that would be. We're not okay. The reason why I thought about it is because I felt as though we needed to keep our spirituality. Really? Okay. We needed to improve it. Gotcha. We talk about God all the time. We talk about religion all the time, but it was more so he felt like his will for his life wasn't being like loud and clear, whereas for mine it was becoming really loud and clear when I started getting accepted to schools and things like that. So I was like, honestly, like if you want to take a break from like things that kind of distract you or take away, so whether that be like stop smoking, stop drinking, stop having sex, like I'm totally in support of like you taking the break to what you need to do to get your spirituality to where you would like it to be as an individual and then kind of come back as a unit. But I mean, he tried other things, I guess. I don't know. That's his own personal journey. So I've entertained it. Are you two still together then? Yeah. Okay. So, no, because I dated someone who I was coming into my my spirituality, and he, like, couldn't be any farther on the opposite side of the spectrum. Oh, wow. And I had told him that, like, this is what I want to do, and, like, I don't think we're going to be having sex like that anymore. And we didn't break up immediately, but over time, the relationship started to fall apart because of that lack of intimacy. And I always worry about that sometimes with men who don't grow up in the church. Like, can you really... I'm not saying it's not impossible, but most men I know are just like, I'm gonna need sex at least 3 times a week or some shit like that.
No, and that's why like I only had sex twice this year, and that's like so not like me. But that's my thing, because I like sex so much. I like refuse to just keep giving my body to someone that is not honoring me in other ways. Yeah, so, I hear you. This year has been like life changing.
But you be thinking about it a lot, right? Do you think about it, or is it
not?
That's how I was. I was literally
throbbing, like just calling for it. And I'm like,
all the men. That's how I was.
Ivy destroys me though.
If you just, I swear, if you hit me the wrong way, it's just gonna be like,
yo, that's
like
how,
that's
oh
really how
my God.
edge I be.
2 times for the year. That's why when I went and hung out with this guy the other day, like I think I did it more for me, and I told myself like, I'm not even about to go over here and play. Well, at first I wasn't. I was like, no, don't do it. Then I was like, you know what?
Oh, that's
because you know
don't
what?
Ask me. I'm living vicariously through you.
I was just like, because I play games. Like it's so hard for me to like guys. Like I told y'all this plenty of times too. Like I think that I just created this standard. I'm like, are you my hove? Do you act like hove? Do you? And I'd be like, all right, I don't like him. Like I pray on that because I hate it about myself. It's so hard for me to date. Like I literally be like, Jay-Z makes it hard for me to date, and it's the honest truth because that's how I planned this life for me. So whatever. This boy is so fine, y'all. And I was like, you know what? I'm just about to do this for me. I need it. I'm about to not even play, no teasing, no games.
So you just told boy.
And it was, y'all, first of all, I knew he was so cute. Y'all, he was so cute. I just couldn't help myself. Like, I don't even want to get into too many details, but when you talk about somebody hit your shoulder, your elbow, and you like, oh my God, it's going down. Why did he just touch my shoulder? Why did you just touch me? And I bought a whole bottle of wine too, and I was like, you know what? I need this. And he's
Right.
so
And,
cute.
like, the funny
I
thing is
just
she was texting me like, I
whatever.
don't know if
I was texting her too.
I'm
the whole,
like,
yep.
girl, let it go.
Like, live your
Let
life.
it
And I hear it,
go.
like, it be different stuff. And for me, I was like, I'm not even about to feel guilty. Or sometimes we beat ourselves up. And I think that's why I don't have sex a lot, too, because I think I used to do it more where I judged myself so much. But I'm a very anxious person, always overthinking. I'm trying to just relax a little bit more, and there's nothing like waking up the next morning and having a regret or beating yourself up like, why did I do it to that person,
that's
you
how
know,
I feel
or I
you.
didn't want to do it to that person, so I hold back a lot. Like, I hate that feeling, and I kind of had it with him too, but I said, no, get that shit out, get that out your head.
Question,
you did it.
y'all. Like, do you think that if we didn't live in a society that's so actively slut shame women, we could just have casual sex? Yes, but it's hard.
But I've
Yeah,
been
so-
having casual.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, Mom, I know you listening to this, but, you know, I'll tell you everything anyways. I've been, like, after college, I've been on the casual sex wave. I think that's why this year
feel
I'm
the
like,
casual sex wave.
I wish I was.
I had
I
to
don't know how to go
calm
with the
down.
flow.
I
Some
tell-
women, you probably like could go with the flow. I can't. I don't know how, but I want to. It's summer. I'm trying to be out here.
I think for me, though,
Hold it down, Dodge.
that has to do with, like, how people, I mean, I understand how, like, sex shaming culture, like, has, but it's also, like, the way that we play up, like, body counts or, like, virginity.
People still
Things
do
of
that? No, pause though, right quick. Do people still really do this body count shit?
I haven't had a guy
Wow,
ask me about
that's
that.
Well,
so
they won't ask, but I
dumb.
mean, it tends to be, okay, the way that I explain Twitter is seasonal. Certain seasons, there's, like, always conversations. Like, right now, because graduation season is the HBCU versus PWI. Come September, when it's cuffing season, it'll be the body count conversation. Like, Twitter does just cycles of conversation. So, I mean, people definitely talk about it. But I think it also has a lot to do with, like, if you're sexualized at a young age, like I was, because, I mean, to be honest, like, I started developing really young. So, I had, like, double D boobs, like, come freshman year of high school.
Girl, my titties grew overnight.
So, when you're sexualized so
Shout out to
young,
the Depot. I hate
it almost
that.
scares you.
It gave me, it took
It's
me
like
a
almost
beat
casual
to
sex
D
scares
real
you. Does that
fast.
make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Because you're already so sexualized. It's like you don't even get an opportunity to know your own sexuality and like how you feel about your body and things like that. Because it's always like, okay, for one, sir, you're old as hell. Why are you looking at me like this? That's
Right.
gross. And then your mother would be like, try to say things to protect you, like, oh, like you shouldn't wear that. Like that's not appropriate.
Yeah.
Doing it from a place of concern, but like I think it definitely does influence the way people look at casual sex, and I think that's why it's hard for me to partake in casual sex because I was sexualized so young. I don't look at sex just like I have to like really, really, really like you to have sex. With you.
I don't know. Like
I
I mean, that's how I am in relationships. I have to really, really like you.
Yeah, to be in a relationship.
But to me,
Yeah.
sex, like I get it. It's like
It depends on the guy. Some guys make it easier than others. Like,
right.
some guys you can have casual sex with and you know they're genuine and they just like, this is whatever, I want to do it, let's do it, and it's fine and it's dandy, it's cool, he don't judge you no type of way, he not ignoring your calls, your texts. And then there's other guys who just make it hard for you to not want to have casual sex because you like, nigga, I'm just trying to spend a little bit of time, I'm not trying to have you in my house
it's weird
all up
because
under you know, and they just make it hard for you.
I went through phases. So like when I lost my virginity like my freshman year of high school, but I was in the relationships those years. Then when I was 17, I went through this casual sex, and not that I wasn't going crazy. It's just I didn't want to be with niggas. It's just like,
but you wanted sex.
I just wanted, because I was so interested
That's how I
in
have been for the
sex.
past 2 years in
Like
New York.
it wasn't me. Like I don't know. Like now looking back, I was just like really interested in the actual
act
of
sex.
sex.
Yeah, I hear you.
I wasn't
It was
interested
more
in
for
being
you.
with someone.
That's
I'm like,
funny.
sex is interesting. Sex,
Yeah.
you know. And then it's like, it's so many different types of sex. So
I
and
lost
different
mine.
feelings.
Oh my
So I was
God.
trying to experience.
You're not
different
bisexual, but
things.
if you were bisexual, you would be like, oh my God.
Yeah, as someone
Yes.
who's queer, identifies
had
as
to
queer.
calm down.
Yeah.
And I noticed that like before, like I can have sex with a guy and then never speak to them again. Like that
Yes,
was me at
I'm
17
okay.
and
One
18.
time-
One time, I really just wanted to know what it was like to have sex
Some
with
guys
you.
I'm like that, but then I
Now
be like,
it's
damn, do I
like-
love this nigga?
That's how I was during my phase, but I was just like, but like my phase.
Honestly, but
For real,
honestly,
I'm a feeling catcher, so that's why
Yo,
I think
that's
that's
why I
why.
can't.
Yes, that's why I can't
No,
have casual
girl.
sex.
That's why I
That's exactly
can't.
what it is too.
I'm a
Because even
feeling
with this
catcher
guy,
too,
I shouldn't
though.
have did it, but then I'm like, oh my god, I want to come over the next
That's
day. I want to
me
stay the night
now.
again.
That's me
And then he
now.
like,
Wow,
I don't know,
hate
maybe
that.
not tonight. Then I'm like, wait, what happened? Should I have not given it up? Da, 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 da. So
I wish
definitely
I
had
like.
feelings.
I want to be my 17-year-old because
I'm a
I'm
feeling
really
catcher.
like that. Like I have sex with a guy now, and it's like, okay, why you not you know, like I'm just
Yes.
so
I feel
I'm
you.
like,
I was
I'm
going to
really
say the
the
same
table.
thing,
That's
but
why I gotta get my
I was like
coins.
that, but now I'm transitioning into
Back to-
I don't really want to share myself with you.
yeah, like
Damn, I feel
Can
like
I
savage
can
though.
I size
I
the dick up before I fuck it? Like,
Right,
I don't want
can
to
I
be.
touch
Can I know
it?
what
Like-
it's looking like?
Yo,
I think
we
I'm
was on
telling
FaceTime.
people
I
one or
was
two
like,
exes.
pull it out. Is it
I
pretty?
cannot catch.
You know what it is for
Pull
me
it
though
out, let me
now?
see.
I
Before I go
especially
over
can't
there.
have casual sex with you because I don't know where you've been. I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't.
That
No,
too.
I found out.
Like I've always like I'm always here for the safe sex. So
Like,
like
a friend.
I get that the
Yeah.
whole like because that having multiple sex partners throws off your pH balance.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I've never
like,
been
and
able
that's
to
how
do
I know.
that.
That's how I
Have
knew. I
sex
told
with
you
more
that's how I
than
knew
one.
my ex was cheating because every time he touched me, my pH balance would go the fuck off, and it's like, who are you adding to this equation? Because it's clearly not mixed up in my body. Like
It's mad weird. Like, yeah, so like sometimes dudes swear up and down, oh, you can trust me, we don't have to wear a condom. No. Hell no. I'm not gonna risk my body for you.
I know,
What's
even
the matter
though
with
condom
you?
sex is.
I mean, to throw that out there also, I feel as though if we have like any college listeners, like I work for health services on a college campus. I'm an HIV counselor, which basically means I test people for HIV.
Okay.
But there's a survey process before. So basically to know like the risk behaviors when it comes to sex. And I kid you not, when so many people, like again, I'm not gonna say no names, 'cause obviously I can't. But like people tend to have anonymous sex, meaning like they don't know the person's name. People tend to
that
have
was me. Yeah.
people tend to have
Yo.
sex.
That was me.
People tend to have sex
I
without
don't be knowing the
protection.
last name, but I at
People
least know the
tend-
first.
No, because it'll be one night, and they just really won't know, and the person will get up and leave in the morning.
But how do you
So
say-
for certain, for if you're in certain spaces, like just don't let him sweet talk you.
Without it, I know better, I do, but I doubt I'll have it. This is just like candy, it's so sweet and sticky. I'm so into all this, baby, when you lick me, I go down for you. You're the one for me, my body.
So on the similar, like I guess, conversation or tone about motherhood and how like some women choose to be a stay-at-home mom. And with the idea of like, women having leadership in the house or outside the house and how that's going to look. So for me, I think America is kind of a messed up place, whereas we don't give women a lot of maternity leave. So just from a financial perspective, a lot of women don't have the opportunity to work in the house for long periods of time, like the first year that the child is born or what have you, because they have to go back to work because we have maternity leave in this country. That sucks. But on another note, so I was listening to a podcast, and DJ Envy and his wife, Gia, they kind of were talking about how she's a stay-at-home mom. And kind of like what that's done to the trajectory of her life and how like she didn't get the opportunity to use her degree and things like that. And basically she said that she decided to be a stay-at-home mom because her husband at the time, or her boyfriend then, or husband, this was 16 years ago, so they've been together for a while, didn't want her to work. And she said that she used to be like persistent and kind of understanding like, oh, like why don't you want me to work? And it ended up being that he was kind of like insecure with himself and didn't want her to kind of have to like have the opportunity to meet another man or meet someone in her field that could have been smarter than her, better looking, whatever the case may have you. And that he felt as though it was best for the child if the mother is always around, and he couldn't see himself being a stay-at-home dad. So he just wanted his wife to always stay in the house. And I feel like now with the new like T.I. and Tiny conversation about like Tiny wanting to work and T.I. kind of like not wanting her to work or like go back on tour. So like how do y'all kind of feel about, I guess, like the idea of like being a mother also being associated with like you kind of have to, you lose your identity as a person first and then you become someone's mother, rather than like you get the opportunity to kind of find your own aspirations or follow them or kind of like figure out what you want to do in life.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I don't, and goes back to, this is why I don't know if I really want to have a kid, because I don't want my identity to just be someone's wife, someone's mom, you know? So like, of course I would want a guy that takes care of me, but I don't want to not have an identity at the same time. Like, do for me, but just know I can do for me too.
Right.
And that's just the comfortability that I want to have. It's like, that's not a requirement for you to take care of me. Because I can take care of me, but I don't know, like
I think it's important for women to still keep a sense of identity for
Right.
them to have healthy
But
relationships overall, even with their
I agree.
children.
does
Because I
that
feel
mean
like-
you have to work though? Because
Not
is work just
necessarily-
another identity as well? Because what are you without the
Or
work?
it's more so
without
following your aspirations.
Well,
Okay.
If she had, for Gia Casey's example, she got that degree for a reason. She wanted to be in
Yeah, she
journalism.
had aspirations.
She
She
wanted
had
to be in
dreams.
broadcasting.
Right.
So it's kind of like, and he asked the question like, oh, like, do you regret it? And she was like, no, like, I don't really regret it because regret's like kind of a tricky word. It kind of has like a negative connotation to it. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing, but she was like, I don't regret it. And then DJ Envy had the audacity, and I say audacity because in this kind of situation, he's more so manipulative than being an actual like caring, understanding partner. It's almost like he's manipulating his partner to kind of like follow his own aspirations or the role that he's created for her. Because he was like, oh, like sometimes I kind of regret it because like I feel like people didn't get to see how intelligent you are, how smart you are. And that's why I'm kind of glad we have this podcast. So it gives people an opportunity to hear your voice and hear your views and kind of be more than just my wife. But I find it interesting that it had to be on his terms.
Yeah, he had to introduce her to something. I think one of my biggest fears, to your point, is having to be introduced to by having to have a man introduce me. Like I don't mind working with males like in music to manage me and stuff like that, but it always bothered me that most of the female rappers and female artists in general, like outside of being wives, have to be introduced by a man. And that
Yeah, it's
it
really
goes on and on
obnoxious.
and on. Like I think it's unfair, and I look at wives and I see everything is like it has like a misogynistic
Even working
setup, and it's kind of weird because like guys want all this freedom, but they don't give the women the same.
I've even working with men in business spaces though. I've had my fair examples of that, and it always is the same thing. I have to be introduced by another man. That's also why I'm really happy I work with Wize, because he definitely has made it a point that there has to be equal amount of representation on the network. But yeah, working with men sometimes is really tough because you have to be firm. Like you don't get any room to make mistakes or have
And
any
so
kind of weakness.
what is when it's somebody you love though, it's kind of even deep. It's
Yeah,
harder
it's
to
harder
take
more
like
so.
that stance. You know what I mean? Because you want them, you want to still have their love, but you also want to like respect yourself. So it's really weird.
That's why love is really like a tricky thing, because I feel like you should never love someone more than you love yourself, and I see that in their marriage. Like when I listen to their podcast, which like I started to like always was tuning in, but then like you said, it became to me like redundant in the sense of she's always playing the back seat to him.
Right.
And it's just like I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about a girl that bossed up, has a husband, like on Instagram, and that's why Instagram is really a liar, because you see her, she got all these nice things, and she like, you know, she's living
She
that
does 31
fantasy
days
life.
of shoes, if y'all didn't know. So basically,
Yes,
she
31
takes
days
these
of
really
shoes.
expensive shoes and shoots them for 31 days, kind of.
And then she has like this 15 days of Christmas where he's just like literally materialistic heaven. But then when you listen to the podcast, it's like, all right, what are you losing for this? You're losing yourself.
Yeah, it's
And that's something I don't think.
And
a lot
again,
of
that seems to be
dudes
the
is
theme
worth.
today. Like,
No.
what do you trade for certain things? So
Yeah.
you want to be in a relationship, you want to have the family, you want to have the husband that's successful.
Why
but
can't you have it all?
You should be able to,
I
and
really
I
do
think
think that
that,
it is
more women need to
possible.
understand that.
And I also, again, like, just want to bring up the point. She doesn't regret any of it. So obviously she's happy with the way that her life has gone. She loves being a mother. She loves being a stay-at-home mom. She thinks it gives her an opportunity to bond with her kids that, you know, a lot of people don't have the finances to kind of like have that opportunity. But with all of that being said, the fact that this conversation keeps coming up into play and kind of like, you do I pick myself or do I pick my partner? Or do I pick myself or do I pick like our relationship? Like, I think that's a battle that women have to deal with for so long. Like, beyond
Right.
being, like, 20 plus.
Right.
I just remember, like, there are certain times growing up where you kind of have to figure, like, okay, like, am I going to do this for myself, or am I going to do this because my parents want me to? Or am I going to do... It's always a constant give and take of understanding, like, what do I want in this situation, and then what other people want me to do, and kind of, like, figuring out if that's also what you want
really
for yourself.
gotta live for yourself. You can't live
Right.
for everybody. I think a lot of people, we judge ourselves based on other people's opinions, and then they're like, what if that person's living freely? They're not worried about you, and you thinking about them all day.
And I think that's why carefree, that term, is so important. And I don't like when people get it mixed up, like we were speaking on earlier. It's not that we don't have a care in the world. It's just that we also see the bigger picture, and we're always striving and moving forward. Like, that, I'm really here for the carefree black girl movement.
It is crazy because, like, I'm always like a radical, and I love protesting and going outside and doing all those things. But it's like we get up in arms and we say all these things and we do all these things, but like, what's the next steps? And I think that conversations like these are the next steps.
Yeah,
like,
and also,
how?
Well, keep going.
No, I was gonna figure out. I'd say, like, how do we help, like, women who feel like it's okay to not have a voice? Because that's kind of interesting.
Be the example, I guess.
Yeah.
And just, like, be a better person. I think like, humanity will, like, will move if people are just better people. Like, people are shitty, you know? As individuals, like, we just need to be better people, you know? Like,
that's why I always tell
treat
people,
with
like,
respect. Be nice. Be kind. Like, we have our moments. Like, I'm moody as fuck for 5 days of every month. And I'm very emotional. But it's just, like,
I think about 10 days every month.
Right. But I think also it's one of those things, too. That's why I always joke with people, like, the world would be a better place if free therapy was mandatory. Because so many people got so much stuff that they're working through. And it's like if they were given the opportunity to fix themselves, they wouldn't have to cause so much, like, just bad energy in, like, other spaces. Like, today I was on this train and the lady just cussed out the conductor. Wow. And I was just like, yo, like, if you're having a bad day, I get it, but he was being nice. He was doing his job. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, the world would be a better place if people just took care of themselves first.
Right. I do feel like a lot, because I've checked myself lately, because I realize when I'm angry, that's when I have my most arguments. So my most debates with people, when I'm already, like, just frustrated and upset by myself. So I have to, like, check myself at the door. And not, like, somebody told me, like, don't be reactive, be proactive in decision making. Because, like, if somebody, like, says something to you, you could be like, oh, like, well, I'm reacting in my mind this way, but I'm going to be proactive because I don't really want to argue with you. That's not, like, the end goal.
That's a good question, though. So, like, what's one time you have to check yourself?
Ooh.
When you say,
I always have to check myself,
though, because
I'm
check
like,
yourself.
Like, when you're literally, like, when is the time that you're projecting and you have to check yourself?
Oh, my God. When it comes to, this is hurting a nerve. Because this happened recently. I think when it's coming to, like, acknowledging other people's growth. Because I'm so judgmental of myself. I have the tendency to be very judgmental of people in my circle. It comes out of a place of, like, love and, like, wanting to be tough love. But I honestly think that, like, I have an issue when I project. I don't want to say project perfection, because I don't try to be perfect, but I am a perfectionist, unfortunately. So that's definitely for me. Like, I got to be like, girl, that's not your life. That's their life. If they're happy about that, let them be happy. So that's definitely when I have to get myself together.
What about you, IS? What's one time you're projecting you have to check yourself?
When am I not projecting, to be honest? Let me be 100% with myself. I definitely am at odds with a few of my friends about kind of me feeling like I can depend on them emotionally. And sometimes I kind of feel like I can always come through for you. Why can't I ever expect the same from you?
Isn't that a word?
Yeah. So I think that is me being a good friend. I don't know. It's kind of tough sometimes because you hope the people that you love will come through for you the way that you would for them. If they're just not that kind of person, I mean, do you cut them off altogether? And just kind of start over and find other people who will love you the way you want to be loved. I think for me, sometimes, I guess I compromise. I don't know if that's necessarily a good or bad thing, but I think that's my tip on that. Yeah.
You want to go? Oh, well, for me, I feel like when I'm projecting, when it comes to just like, all right, I had to realize that following your dreams is really a blessing and that everyone doesn't, and it's also a privilege. So I feel like with me, when I talk to people that want to do something but they don't do it, I guess I have a fear of not achieving all my dreams. So I start getting on them like,
That's
you're
exactly
young,
how I
you're
am.
this,
No.
like,
when
you
it comes to
know.
goals for other folk, I never be really. I know I'm the same way.
And I feel like sometimes I really just don't understand. Like, like, you know, like, why are you not doing what you love to do? Like, why are you choosing to be miserable?
Yeah, I never understand people who just do shit and then just end up miserable. And
But
unhappy with
sometimes
themselves.
people, like, I had to realize that, you know what, like, it also, it so many things tie into it. Like, even with following your dreams, just with the support system, with different things, people have different support that others don't. So
I try not to, like, at work lately, I've been just working on just doing my job at my job that I'm giving, because I do events and catering, you know, outside of the million things that I do. And it's cool because I get to work with corporate people, get paid a lot of money for doing nothing, but a lot of people, like, that's their job that they're going to do for the rest of their life, and I'm just there to make my coins. But I don't go to work, and I try not to, like, have this. I don't even talk about being a rapper at all or anything at work, because I try not to project, like, my life on people, because I don't want them to feel bad.
Also, there are just some parts of your life you should keep separate from others.
I know that because of the different faces I have to hold so much in, and it causes me to project my frustration on people at the wrong time. So I'm, like, working on that so hard right now, because a lot of times, like, I'm like, this is not that big of a deal. I could see through it, but at that time, like, I'll just react because I just need to react to something. At the time.
just need to react. Yeah.
So
I noticed that.
I noticed that. Oh, I noticed that last night when me and Wize was texting. And then I looked at it this morning. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because of everything that's going on with Carefree Black Girl, everybody's writing think piece every 5 minutes, and everyone wants to do the same podcast. And I understand that it's been out there, but I just feel like sometimes I'm so on edge, because when you put, like, time and effort into something
And money
into it, and I'm not coming from somebody sponsoring me. It's like my own pocket. Something I think that you guys believe in, and I felt like somebody needed to grab hold of it and try to make it bigger. And every step of the way, there's been some type of challenge. It's really frustrating. I mean, I think that God, it's like you said, it's a privilege. So I was obviously chosen, so I can't really complain about it.
Right.
In the me not being able to complain or vent, because people feel like you are so blessed, makes me project at times, I think. And so I need to, like, definitely find a release more often. Not Twitter, not social media. Like, definitely find, like, something like.
What about just like you know what's crazy? This may sound crazy, but reading.
I do need to get back to reading more. I go to the studio a lot, and I realized Sunday, I was like, dang, I've been using, like, I recorded a song. I was like, I used that lingo before. I was like, I knew too many words to be doing it.
Right. I just finished reading the Angie Martinez book, which was really good. I read this poetry book by Raina Biddy called I Love My Love, which was amazing. Shout out to them. Right now I'm reading The Four Agreements.
Oh, I read that in December and in January. The Four Agreements.
I read that last month.
How is it?
It put a lot of things in. The Compound Effect, I read that at the beginning of last year. I read that with The Four Agreements in December, and then I read them both separately. Both of those books put my life in perspective. Like, that's why I was able to say, you know what? When it's okay for me to say no. It's okay for me not to take the blame. It's okay for me to, like, remove myself from situations. It's just, I just have to learn how to find a release. That's my only thing I'm figuring out now. But that book taught me it's not about me, but it's not about me at the same time. It's not always about me, but that's not about me. So I don't take things too personal, but when I do things, it's selfless, and I always feel like, you know, that's not going to hurt me if I do it. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing it from a genuine place. But if somebody, like, don't like it, that's not because of me. It's because of their own insecurities.
Exactly.
Because for a while, like, I was getting lost in I was thinking what I was doing was wrong because of how other people reacted to it. So it's interesting. And the Compound Effect, actually, that's weird that you bring this conversation up, because the Compound Effect is one of those books that taught me, that showed me when I'm projecting. Because you tried your best. Why are you upset with yourself? Give yourself some slack. Why are you, you know, it's okay to say how you feel, but you don't have to be that harsh. Because that person might have been
Yeah.
coming at you from a place of trying to help themselves.
And that's my problem.
So it's like it's so many
harsh.
different dynamics to life, and I felt like the 4 agreements helped me. Just those 4 simple things helped me understand like so much.
I just I'm about to be 24 in like a couple of weeks. So like every year I mentally set goals. Not even like what I want to achieve, just what I want to be as a person.
Do you do your years by your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me
because
too.
it's like a personal New Year.
That's
you
a
know?
personal
Like,
New
yeah.
Year. So this year I want to be more understanding of me, because I try my hard to understand different people. Than I never really sit down and be like, who is Ivy without the Ivy? You know?
Yes. Like who
am I? Because somebody asked me that question, I started naming things I do. You know? So this for my 24th year. I mean, I know it takes a lifetime to know who you are, but I feel like I need to have a better like understanding of self. So for my 24th year, like that's why I'm really falling back also on the dating, because I really want to know a better like who am I, and
feel that
I want to be like nice. Like I'm nice. Don't get me wrong. People see me, but I have like I'm nice, but I can be really harsh, and I know I'm harsh, but I'll excuse it under the term of like, oh, it's tough love.
For me, my body is yours. You don't have to wait. Every time you feel the need to call my name, boy, just breathe.
Do y'all want to get into the listener
Yes,
letters?
we have.
Yeah, we
our
have some
first
listener letter. Yay!
This is our first time having listener letters.
The ex carefree black
Feel
girl.
mad cute. So there are a lot of questions on here. I'm gonna try not to mispronounce her name.
So maybe just do
Her
one.
name is
of them.
Tanea.
Do one
Tanea?
now, and we say
Thank
the
you.
next one for the next episode.
Okay. I feel like I guess I'll do the
Okay,
last
maybe
one.
do a few. I don't know. How many questions is it?
There are
again?
7.
Right,
We can
Wait,
do
so
it.
just read. Oh.
We can do one and then we'll save it for next time.
Yeah, we accommodate you, girl. We got you, girl.
I was having a conversation the other day with a friend, and she's taking a sociology course. We're discussing cheating, and our definition of cheating varied from men and women physically and emotionally. Do you see a difference in cheating for men and women? Why and why not? No, I don't see a difference.
I see a difference.
I don't.
I do.
I feel like, okay.
I have an unpopular opinion.
All right, go on.
Maybe this is because I have a dad that like is like this, but like emotionally cheating to me is worse than physically cheating. I get it. It's the whole like you giving your body,
That's
but
true.
to me, honestly, like that's all I've seen. So this is all I've know. This is all I know. So I'm speaking from that. Guys cheat. They do. Like the guys I know, the guys that I'm aware, the type of guys I've grown to see, they cheat. They take care of home and they make sure their wife is good and vice versa. But they do just, it's a physical thing. It's like they're hunters. So my whole thing is if you're going to cheat on me, I just be respectful in the sense of like I'm not telling nobody to cheat on me, but I can forgive someone for cheating. I definitely think if you emotionally cheat on me, I would be more hurt than just physically cheating.
Yeah, like
because
having sex with
emotionally is
someone.
like you really have feelings for this other person. Like they have control over your emotions. So you know, like it's just that's different. But like when you physically cheat, a guy can just go bust a nut and his head be clear and he's fine. Like I see it happen. So
I just don't think that's fair though. So like I think that I do know that there are people who don't get emotionally attached with sex because I'm one of them.
Right.
But would you want so you're going to cheat on your man. Would you want him to take you back? Would you understand if he broke up with you?
I don't cheat though. So I mean, but
would your guy have a past though? Would you want to go?
I mean, I feel like physically cheating is forgivable.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, if I was in a relationship and
what
both
if he
of
brought
us were
something strange
allowed
home?
to
Like,
physically
What do you
cheat,
mean?
Oh, that's
well, he
but
gotta be
that's not
protected.
being
He gotta just be
respectful
like,
of. That's different.
Wait, did you just say respectful
Time
cheating?
out. No. I'm just saying, if you bring something home, if you bring something home to me, okay, that's. But if you're like cheating and I don't know about, because I don't go through phones.
Right.
If I don't have no hint, if you're able to keep up a double life, I'm like I said, this is an unpopular opinion.
So so long as you never find out, you be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine because what I don't know won't hurt me. And that's how I think.
So you're okay with a dude cheating on you?
I guess, yeah, I think it's forgivable. I will forgive a guy that cheats on me.
So, I guess I have the popular opinion. Because, look, I honestly, the way that I feel about men, they come a dime a dozen.
They do.
Amen.
So, with all of that being said, I don't ever see myself being in love with a man so much to where I could like just be totally okay with him.
But what if you don't know?
But see, that's the thing. I know. Look, it's so funny that we're talking about this because one of my guy friends, they always have issues with their girlfriend thinking that they're cheating on them. Always a thing. And I'm like, is this normal? Because I'd be like, damn, I'm blessed because the thought of my man cheating on me never crosses my mind. And I also, like, again, don't do the checking the phones, but like the time to cheat is a lot on one. And I think also if someone brings enough to the table, like I feel like I don't feel like all men are biologically designed to cheat. I don't believe that I feel like monogamy is possible. I feel like, especially nowadays, though, I really don't understand our dating culture, and maybe because I've been outside of it for so long, I have like a bad perspective. But like, what is this talking thing? Like, I don't know. I just feel like if you're in a whole relationship,
when people said they were talking.
Yeah, and then then they have sex.
I was hanging out with this guy. He was a friend.
No, but the thing is, hanging out turns into 3 years of hanging out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But basically, like, I was talking to this guy, like, okay, I couldn't find that because I do that often. Like, basically, you're a fuck friend. Like, I call him to have sex, we hang out, but
no, but you'd be surprised.
It's like no emotion.
People invest time and emotions into this.
Well,
3
that's
years.
what I'm saying.
And then it's like that's why I feel like talking and like cheating and all of these things become so nuanced because of these kinds of conversations. Like, everyone again has their own definitions, which is totally fine. But I do feel like it comes to a point where what you accept or like tolerate may not be what the next person tolerates, and I think people need to understand that when they move about relationships.
Yeah, and I don't want people to think that like, oh, you're gonna cheat on me 20 times and I'm gonna take you back. But I think the first time, like, it's forgivable. That's like it is, like, that's just me. Like, I've seen. I think it's sad that it's normalized hard.
If you got a whole ass other girlfriend,
that's what I said.
Let's break up.
Circumstances
but
matter.
If you just was drunk one night, got horny, you was in Mexico, you had sex with a girl, I think that's forgiving.
Like, yeah,
that
like,
might happen to me.
My last relationship, we had broke up because I will always ask him about this one girl. I told y'all, like, and it didn't come out to the end that it was true.
But that was your intuition.
That was my intuition. That's right. And wait, but I broke up with him for cheating, but that was because he was lying about it the entire time. Where I had a college boyfriend who I would ask him, like, what's up? And he'll tell me the truth. Like, you know what? He never lied to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, we broke up because I literally fell out of love and I got tired. But I could deal with someone telling me the truth. Like, listen, if I ask you a question, like, you cheated on me? Yes, I cheated on you, and but I never talked to that girl again. Like, you know, and then if I didn't even have no question in mind, I just was random, like, I just asked you.
Okay,
it's
now
different.
I understand that.
So you can't just, like, cheat on me and dog me out. Like,
but I think it also comes into a play where they have to be fully accountable. You can't just say, like, oh, because I was a man, I cheated. Or you can't just say, like, oh, because like I didn't have feelings for so and so.
Because you'll be surprised. You'll be like, oh, I don't mind if somebody cheats, and then you date a guy that's never cheats on you,
right?
You know what I mean? And then you're like, whoa. So you just can't like.
That's the thing. I just don't like I said. If I don't know, like that's like me. All right, hypothetically, when I start dating Rick Ross, right? So he travels a lot.
Okay, no, I'm putting it out to the universe.
Put it out there.
So he travels a lot, and celebrities are known to be cheaters, you know, not to be faithful. But say if Rick Ross, one night, you know, I'm where I'm at, like doing my thing, and he's promoting his new album in another country, and he slips up and sleeps with a gold digger, whatever those girls be, groupies. And he comes back home, like, I never hear about it. It's not in the press. How can I be upset and look for something that I don't know?
What about the Carmelo Lala?
Okay, that's a different
story. What about the
story.
Babies?
That's that, but you can leave for that. I would leave for that. You know what I'm saying? You had a baby on the nerve. You didn't even use a motherfucking condom. Nah, that's I would leave. But I just don't understand when girls like date ball, not with the babies, but girls date ball players and then be heartbroken when they find out the guy is cheating. Like, to me, that's so normal.
I don't know. I feel like I want to be the type of woman that you wouldn't have to cheat on me.
Right.
Yes, I
We
want to be
all
a
wanna
But the thing about that is that you literally could be the baddest bitch, and if nigga want to cheat, he's gonna cheat.
But you,
And I'm not
get
saying that.
but I'm just saying, like, as far as like me, and that's why I couldn't accept it. Like, that's why I can't tolerate cheating, because in my mind, there's no reason why you should ever cheat on me. So if you do, it's beans. The relationship is ended. Like, there's no working.
every guy has
So
a
no
girl
matter-
he won't cheat on. This is a fact.
You know, because
I
my
will tell you
boyfriend,
this.
if you
I
ask,
had enough male friends.
it's insane.
Every guy,
and it's one of those things too, where it's just like if you ask about a guy to a certain group of women, you're always gonna get a different answer.
Yeah.
Because my friends call my boyfriend heaven sent, but like the people who used to talk to beginning of freshman year, they probably would call him a dog, say he's not shit, say he's a cheater, say all of these things.
Right.
So that's why I feel like, again, like cheating is so circumstantial. But what I do say is that I wouldn't be able to tolerate, because one, like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I see it as disrespect, and two, I don't want to be checking your phone and everything now. Like, I don't.
And that's if I
breaking
have to,
trust
I
is
don't
so
need to be
impossible
with
to
you.
rebuild with me when it comes to relationships. Like, you screw me once, I'm never gonna trust you ever again. Like, that's just, I guess that's the Aquarius in me. I don't know.
always hold a grudge against you. I might,
But we're both air signs.
if
So
someone cheated on me, I would want to know. Like, if it happened, like, if you cheated,
if
I would
am
like
happy,
for you to
I
come
don't wanna know.
to me, man to woman, like, babe, I fucked up. I think I could forgive that versus like finding out from like the streets or something. Like,
Right.
I don't know if I could forgive though. I mean, like, it would, again, forgiveness is also circumstantial too, because it's just like,
I feel like I can always forgive. It's just forgetting and
Forgiveness
being
is
with
new.
the person. Like, I feel like forgiveness is the only thing for me that I grow from.
I think I could forgive depending on how I found out. Because if I had to find out from somebody else that you did a thing and you
That's what I'm
kept
saying.
it
If I
from
found
me,
out from him, like you know,
if I'm embarrassed by finding out, then
I really
hate
forgive
feeling
my
embarrassed.
ex.
Oh my god,
I would never be with him ever again. He could never touch. Like, the thought of him makes me nauseous, but I really do forgive him. You know, like, because I'm not gonna.
Well, sometimes forgiveness is for you, not the other person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that's
so
fine.
I
I've
forgive
forgiven a
how
lot
I
of
found
people
out.
for that reason.
But like I said, I'm just kind of also like I do think I am enough. So that's why I'm like, it's not me just tolerating. It's what I've seen and what I've grown up to be. I've never seen a guy not cheat on a girl. Like I've never been in a household where someone was faithful. All I saw was the guy having his side thing, but always making sure home was good and happy. You get what I'm saying?
can I ask then, why is it that the men in your life, or at least the men that you've exposed to, chose some women to be women that would come home to, but these other girls were like these other girls?
Well, it really depends how you present yourself, and I think that's why it's sad to say, but I'll never be the girl you can cheat with.
Right.
You know, I will never be that girl, and it's like all right, how to explain
That's
it?
interesting. I see.
Okay. Like, it's really how you present yourself. It's another like, you can. It's women that are comfortable knowing that you have someone else.
And that's the thing. And that
I'm
goes back to what you were saying
right.
a few minutes ago, Brie, about the DJ Envy and his wife situation. Some women, some people in general, they don't want more. So just because you don't, like, you might want more.
Damn, that's real.
They just might not. They just might feel like that
That's
little
what I said, she
piece
feels-
of
she
man
seems
or that little piece
comfortable.
of just whatever is enough. And
that's
it's
the
unfortunate
thing,
that
like-
that's a thing. And my dad told me himself. He said that he dates. You know what I mean? Like I told you, my dad was in prison for 24 years, so he's been out for 2 years.
Of course, he's gonna
dating.
Not very long.
And he says that he's had more women tell him that they wanted to just have a piece of him than women who said they wanted to have like a one-on-one relationship. Like, a few women have told. He said like one woman told him that, and that's like his main girlfriend. He likes her, and he's gonna continue to date her. And she knows. Like, he says that if he settled down in the next couple years, it will be with her. He was like, but for right now, he's like, it's easy. And
that's the thing.
it
I
makes
don't
me
wanna,
sad because these are like 40 plus women that we're talking about here. These are not little girls.
Like I said, I see it all with my dad, but it's weird because I think that alone, not seeing a functional relationship between a man and a woman, definitely like affects my dating life. That's why I'm telling you, I'm the only girl with a daddy that has daddy issues, because I really attract the craziest men, and it's because That's
You don't
what
have daddy issues. You're playing around right now.
Yes,
You'll
but
wake up soon.
I
baby.
do like.
You'll
I
wake up
long
soon.
for something
You'll wake up soon.
real
You're playing
at the
around.
same time.
You're
I am
just
playing
you're
around.
experiencing. You're playing around.
I'm
You'll wake
playing
up.
around, but I would
Pretty
love
soon,
to
like,
see
in
a
the
guy
next
be
2 years,
faithful.
you'll realize, like, oh my god, okay, yeah, I'm tired of this. Y'all annoy me now.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't that edible the other night, girl. That was that during on intuition saying, I'm tired of these.
Nah, that edible was real. Oh my gosh. Do not take an edible while being on a date. Do not.
Just don't do
You
it.
will ruin everything. But this was amazing.
This was a cool episode.
This was a cool episode. I really know. I cannot wait to like. Yeah, I cannot. I just miss you guys. This once a month thing is not for me.
Yeah,
Like
we gotta step it up. We gotta step it
We
up.
might be doing a bi-monthly joint. Who knows?
Bi-weekly.
bi-weekly.
Oh,
I mean, I love y'all, but
speaking of bi-weekly, the Vibe Happy Hour is a ladies' night bi-weekly happy hour.
Yes.
But to kick it off, the ladies will be hosting it. The ladies of Carefree Black Girl Podcast.
So come
Come
see
through,
us
yes.
May 17th.
Yes, Indie Creative Network is powering it, so
Right.
they will be, all the people from the network come through.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody come through, men, women.
Drink that
Don't bring
18% alcohol.
And get
Thanks for listening to this episode. We hope that you guys continue with the conversation using the hashtag #CarefreeBlackGirl across all social media platforms. In addition to chatting with us through the hashtag, we also on Twitter, CFBGPod on Twitter. And then also, like we said, we have listener letters. So if you want to send us an email, you can DM the Twitter or you can send us an email to the email address.
Carefree Black Girl Pod. So that's Carefree Black Girl POD @gmail.com. If you want us to talk about a specific thing or you just have a question, concern, hit us up on the email, Twitter, and Instagram. Carefree Black Girl Inc. Look at all our promo videos because they're cool.
Answer the questions too, y'all.
Yeah.
And you can follow me, Ivy at Ivy Like Blue, both on Twitter and Instagram. Do not judge my Twitter because I be high when I'm tweeting most of the time. So.
Wowie.
But yeah, like follow me, Ivy Like Blue, no E at the end. Yeah. Shout out to FRP TV. My job. I love y'all.
Yes.
This is IS Jones. You can find me on all social media platforms now at IS Jones Poetry.
Okay.
Hey.
I changed it to make my life easier. Can I tell you when I switched my handle, I literally got 80 followers overnight.
Yeah, so it's easier to find you.
Yeah, it's consistent. It helps.
Obnoxious.
But somebody has the Breanna Danielle on Twitter, and they don't even be using it.
Yo, someone has IS Jones, and they don't even
can
use it.
someone-
Support their page.
I did, but it didn't work because it's still functioning.
Wow, that's so unfair. But yeah, at IS Jones Poetry, and my website is up, but not really, at isjones.com. Yo, okay, this is totally a side thing, but it's relevant. So I bought the Caucasity domain. I bought both of them because I just wanted to have them and use them for later. But I just wanted to tell the world.
Oh, well, that's smart, though. No, I
That
don't.
is cute.
I bought the domain to my name and my brand because...
Caucasity?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Look it up. It's so funny.
Oh my god, that's interesting.
Total buffoonery.
Well, this is Quanna. You can find me at Quanna MC. So that's QUANNA MC on all social media platforms. Yeah.
And this is Breanna Danielle. Feel free to hit up the blogs. Like, let me know what y'all want. I'm in a creative rut, but I'm trying to get back from it. So I'm really going to get into posting more now that school's over. So just, if you have any, like, blog contents that you want me to, like, talk about, or, like, any ideas that you want me to, like, kind of, like, give my opinion on, feel free to DM me on Twitter. That's at Where She Begins. And then I'm also on Instagram at Breanna Danielle _ I'm sure it's going to be in the description because I don't feel like spelling my name. So, yeah, y'all just
I wish I see her curls. Her and Quanna curls is sitting.
The Aphrodisias.
Word. Yes.
But thank you all for listening. Hope you have a good... I don't even want to say week because shit, we be back in 2 weeks.
Good
so.
month.
Yes,
Couple
make.
weeks.
I
see y'all
hope May
very
blesses
soon.
you the way that you.
Oh, wait.
Oh, and happy Mother's Day.
Happy
to all
Mother's
my
Day.
moms.
Wait, I have
mommies.
one more thing to say.
Yes.
If you troll any of the Carefree Black girls, I have time, okay? So I will be
Oh yeah, because someone tried to troll me a few weeks
Tried
ago
to
and Ivy
troll.
was on it, and I appreciate her so much.
Yeah, don't do it, yo. I
She
would fuck you up.
She was giving it to them white folks.
I was just sitting in
So-
my
like
little
excellence.
robe.
They
going-
were.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
This is an Indie Creative Network podcast. I did it.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tone, one half of the best black movie review podcast in the world. Craig. This episode of the Blackbusters podcast is brought to you by Amazon Prime. Prime is more than just free shipping. Prime brings you closer to the things you care about today through shopping, streaming, and savings. For example, did you know that you can listen to your favorite podcasts, like ours, through Amazon Music? Yup. You can also watch your favorite movies, like the ones we review on Blackbusters on Amazon Prime Video. Yup. But it doesn't stop there. You can use Prime to get more out of your interests. From purchasing behind-the-scenes books about your favorite movies to listening to soundtracks of your favorite films. Yup, and yup. Whatever you're into, or just getting into, Prime can help you get closer to it. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to sign up. From movies and music to passions and podcasts, it's on Prime.